Hey, shout it end zone dancing. We about to start it up, it's the anthem. That right, big rings got me handsome. Hold 'em up like we came for the ransom. I'm in the field, 2-minute drill. Highlight reel, let's review, what's the deal, okay? Watching footage going out of control. Buckle up, we got an hour to go, so let's go, that's straight heat. Ain't no chillin' around here. Back that back, Nat Chins, how we feelin' around here? Got my whole squad in the building around here. If my name ain't on it, then I really don't care. Come on. 3-point stance, we advance. Ball in my hands, I don't take no chance. Touchdown dance, that's my jam. No hot takes, this is nothing but rants. Nothing but rants. Nothing but rants. Nothing but rants. The G on the beat, hey. Yeah.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to MBR, or as we like to call it around here, Nothing But Rants, the show where I find topics that I'm oddly passionate about and I pontificate upon them. These are not hot takes, but rather takes that I'm hot about. What's up? Really like that. You really like that?
Let's shut up and grind some tape.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome in to the Film Guy Network on a fabulous Tuesday evening here inside the studio. It is a loaded Tuesday evening show, as it always is in the middle of April. However, the studio stage is not loaded because Vacation J. Will is with the fancy lads out there at Augusta.
That's right.
I mean, talk about a fancy lad move. How about being at Augusta? You didn't even give yourself the ISO till just now.
I got to do that now.
Yeah, Vacation J. Will out of town for the night. How about a midweek Vacation J. Will? How about that?
Hey, you know, I can't say I would do it for the reasons he's
Definitely
there.
wouldn't do it myself.
Would not go to the Masters, but you know what?
I would go to the Masters.
I hope he's having fun.
I hope he doesn't get too upset about me opening with the show, cracking on him, because I did ask him to get me some Masters merch. So shout out to J. Will. Have fun on your, it's par 3 day, right? Is that what he's going to?
Dude, you're asking the wrong person.
You're right. But I thought I was asking the right person from a standpoint of, I thought y'all were boys. I thought y'all might have had a conversation about what it is that he is doing up there.
No, he told
he just told me he was going to be gone because I'm boss man. It's not like, you know that?
Right.
You know what I mean?
He told me he's going to the Masters, and I was like, have fun, man.
Fingers up, thumbs up, good job.
Didn't ask any other details on it.
You know, the pimento cheese sandwiches are really cheap there. There we go. Absolutely loaded show with Christian, Kirby, and I while J. Will is on a midweek vacation. I broke down offensive tackles today. We're going to give you a rundown on that film study because not a lot of you watched it. I think those are going to hit a lot better around draft time when people are like, what in the hell did I just draft? What player is mine? Maybe we get some NFL fandom rub right there in the algorithm. That's what we're crossing our fingers for on those, not to peel the curtain back too much on you guys. We're going to be ranking Big Ten coaches based on hot seat. The note said it was based on security. I told Christian about 90 seconds before we went live.
Yep.
We're flipping that. We're changing that up. A little bit more hot takey, a little bit more clickbaity with regards to hot seat rankings. Everybody loves a good hot seat ranking. We're going to talk about some coaches that may or may not be fired after this football season, or at least the pressure may be upon them. And speaking of pressure, we're going to put some pressure on some expectations department with some tier talk tonight, Christian, Kirby.
Bring it on.
Everybody loves some good tier talk. We're going to bring it to you hot and juicy tonight, SEC edition. That's what we got. We're going to talk SEC tonight, and then probably circle back on them tier talks with the Big Ten on Thursday night. I will go ahead and tell you we will be talking Notre Dame either tonight or Thursday night. You want to talk to them tonight or Thursday night?
I feel like Notre Dame's probably more Big Ten adjacent. They play USC, or they did play USC every year. Like, they don't have that much overlap with the SEC.
And when we get to the Big 12, you will understand why they might not get a full dive in.
Right.
Or at least when we discuss the tiers, I think you'll understand why we might not discuss this at length with the Big 12, because there's kind of one team in one tier, and then the rest of the conference kind of in another tier. And that doesn't make for much good radio, much good content talk. So I got a great one for you guys playing tonight. Got some rules up front. Like, subscribe, tell a friend. All right, if you're listening to us right now, I need you to hit that thumbs up button. I need you to subscribe, and I need you to run and tell a friend. Go ahead and do that as soon as you possibly can. It is the offseason. We're on the search for the sickos, all right? But in order to do that, we need those listening right now to make sure they are engaging in the chat, hitting that thumbs up button, all that good stuff. You know what I like about tonight's show, other than it's just me and you and we get to ISO a little bit more? You know I love to talk. But I love the fact that we're going to feed the Big Ten folk, and then we're going to feed the SEC folk.
Yeah.
And we're probably going to feed Notre Dame tonight. So we're pretty much going to encompass all the Blue Bloods on tonight's show, apart from a couple of them ACC schools.
I mean, outside of the Big Ten and the SEC, who really, like, we've got some Miami fans in here.
Yeah, we got some Miami fans in here. We've found some Oklahoma State fans as of recent.
Wow.
They picked up on that Drew Mestermaker film study. Shout out to you, Cowboys. Guns up. Pew. You know what I mean? We found some of those on the film studies. But, I mean, yeah, that's what we should do in our chat. Tell us what team you root for, because then we could get a general consensus. But we never asked for that because I know what the general consensus is going to be still right now.
Definitely right now.
Give me 3 years from now, or maybe 2 years from now, maybe 18 months.
I mean, give us 6 months.
Give us 6 months from now. You think we'll have a tilt on the other way from a general?
I mean, I remember
more other fans than Georgia fans.
I was say I remember
last year we did get
last
a drop.
regular season it was like 60-40. Like the majority of people showed up for the national hour. Now, obviously, right now, it's the people that have been with us for years and the loyal Georgia fans. But other than that,
sickos.
Yeah.
We appreciate those folks. All right, let's get into the show. I watched tackles today, Christian.
Ooh.
I thought about going to the board and breaking this down in depth, but now looking at our notes and already judging based off time, we might need to squeeze this into a little bit more of a general talk about these football players. So here's the deal, Kirby. I got 4 offensive linemen, in my opinion, that I think are first-round football players. I would draft them in the first round. And then maybe one that I think fits a category where maybe draft him in the back end of the first round just because I know he's going to be an 8 to 10-year pro. A la Tate Ratledge. I got a dude who I'm competent to Tate Ratledge. But anyways, first-round tackles. You want those?
Let's hear.
All right. Francis Mauanoa. Man, Mauanoa from Miami, I think he is an absolute dude.
Is this in the order you would draft them?
Correct.
Okay.
Francis is such a good football player that he made me create a metric system so I can see where I think he is 5 years from now versus an allotment of players. You know, I have this in my guys our recruiting segments in college, or you know, when they're coming to college. So I have those data points. I know where I felt and how I can gauge. Hey, did you think this player was better than this player in separate year class? They might be spanned by 3 or 4 years. Well, that's why I invented data points, or I make up data points for myself. Even though they are somewhat, objective. So I can have them year over year. Francis was that player where I'm like, all right, I think this dude is so uniquely talented that I'm going to have historical data to see where I feel about him 3 years from now.
So he's the first ever collegiate my guy, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, but my guys are saved for lesser than value players that are outside the top 250 that, I'm kind of stamping my claim on. I think this guy is better than the rest of the industry.
That makes sense.
So he's probably the first ever wife scout on the NFL level.
That's fair.
Where your wife should be able to watch that film and go, damn, that guy's good. Yeah, that guy is really, really good. Right behind him, I got Monroe Freeling from Georgia.
Understandable.
And I shouldn't say right behind him. There's a pretty sizable gap if my memory serves me on the actual scoring systems over there. I've got Francis at like a 4.8 and Monroe at like a 4.67. So there is a gap there for me. The gap being, ironically enough, an athleticism score because Monroe is very confusing and perplexing to me. I think I've talked about this already before. But for you national viewers listening for the first time, Monroe Freeling is very confusing for me because from a height, weight, speed, and shorts and a T-shirt, run drills, athleticism, raw data, RAS score standpoint, that guy is a unicorn. He is 6'7". He is 315 pounds. He ran 4.97, I believe, at the NFL Combine. Jumped 32 inches. He's got like 87-inch arms. Bro, built in a lab from an athleticism standpoint. However, if you've watched this channel long enough, you know that we say things that coaches say. One of those things that was always said by coaches around me was, and every coach and every practice you go to is, hey, great athletes stay up. Bad athletes are on the ground a lot. Great athletes never leave their feet, particularly at the offensive line position. Unless we are finishing on top of you, all right, we should never be off of our cleats. Monroe's off his cleats a lot, and it confuses me.
Yeah.
But I think it's more so because he's a high-effort football player. He plays with a tremendous amount of strain, and I love that about him. In fact, fight to finish is a scoring metric for us on the offensive line group, right? How well you strain through that goal of the whistle, to me, is a direct indication of how much you love football. And I don't know about you, Kirby, but if I had to spend millions, I'm buying guys that love football.
Oh, yeah.
And that's all I'm doing. And I think that plays out year over year. He's a guy that loves football.
So why do you think, because I know your metrics and it seems that they line up with a lot of people's, why do you think some mock drafts have Freeland going first, or as the first tackle, I should say?
He's not. I'm not saying he is as polished as this guy coming out, or as generational as this guy coming out, but same reasons that Joe Alt was like in discussions for the number one tackle. Traits,
gotcha.
General ceilings of the athlete, right?
The ceiling's just that damn high.
100%. The ceiling on Monroe is tremendous. I mean, guys, this is a football player that really only got like 20 college starts, whereas Francis is an IMG Academy football player, right? So played high caliber high school football, got high caliber high school coaching, then went and played for Alex Mirabal. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying Monroe didn't get good coaching, but Monroe played Coastal Carolina football, like Coastal Carolina high school football in South Carolina, if my memory serves me. And then went to Georgia and played 20 games. Francis has got 36 starts. So a lot of that college or pro projection is about ceiling of an athlete, which brings me to Max Ian Hotshore, the right tackle from Arizona State. You want to talk about calves, dog? You're a fisherman. You ever been catfishing?
Yeah, dude.
This dude's got river belly catfish on his legs. I'm talking about big, thick calves. And, relatively skinny ankles. They're not high up there, but we got some elite lateral agility.
Nice.
Our feet never stay in the ground, Kirby. An elite prospect in my mind. I would like to see some more flash in the run game for him. That's why he is OT3 for me. However, two things I love about this athlete. My theories about Nigerians.
Oh, yeah.
Got big-time Nigerian scouting theory. He might get even bigger and stronger.
So that theory applies to for those who don't know.
Bro, till you're like 26.
Okay.
Till you're like 26. My theory about Nigerians athletes for explosive, they put on tremendous amounts of muscle mass, particularly really, really quickly. If you find the 18-year-old athlete like Azeez Ojulari, within 4 months at Georgia, he's put on 45 pounds. His brother B.J. Ojulari, the same exact way. Williams Winery, I believe. There's a litany of them. Just Google Nigerian NFL football players and look at the list.
Yep.
There's a gentleman. He runs a company called PPI. That is who is bringing over all of these Europeans. Valdon Sohn from Georgia, yeah. He is a PPI football player. JJ Hane came over from Germany. That is a PPI football player. There are tons of them. The rugby player that came over from Germany that just signed with South Carolina, he is from Norway or where he lives right now, by way of Nigeria. So like this is a real thing that I believe in. We just saw The Athletic write an article about it. Seems like everybody else is catching on to this thing. But yeah, that's first and foremost. The other thing is this JUCO football player like 2 years ago. Brand new to football player.
Yeah, he's got
brand new to football.
Very raw.
Very raw, and still plays with a tremendous amount of patience in his pass set. The other first-round football player on the offensive line, for my opinion, is we're going to call him Penn State. He's an interior offensive lineman. I ain't even going to disrespect you, brother, because based off your tape, I ain't trying to disrespect at all because that motherfucker is nasty.
Yeah.
He plays with a mean streak. And I always I don't love it. I love it from a prospect standpoint. I don't love it from an offensive philosophy standpoint. But when I see that your goofy offensive coordinator that loves trick playing all the time is just running you around almost as if you're like a scat back, fullback, and like we're running in jet motions and we're like splitting outside to like help out and screen stuff just because coach was on one day writing on the whiteboard. That tells me you do stuff around the building that makes people scratch their head about how athletic you are. You've been in buildings. You understand how it is. There are certain athletes that you're around that you're like, hey, we got to figure out a way to let the world know that is that. You know what I mean? He is one of those football players based off the way that they use him. My man from Utah, or my man from Penn State. Now, speaking of Utah, there are a list of guys that I would put under a category of guys I'm rewatching because the consensus scares me. These are guys that I don't necessarily love, that the industry is like, oh my God, these guys are great. Both the Utah tackles.
Yeah.
Blake Miller from Clemson, just because there's a scouting theory about don't scout the helmet, scout the player. I agree. I 100% agree, except for with Clemson offensive linemen.
What's the exception there with that?
They almost unanimously lack lateral agility. They can't handle twitch in front of them. Any wiggle, any player with any type of wiggle can't handle it. I don't know why. I don't know what it is. I think it's because they don't maybe prioritize athleticism. I think they prioritize size and technique on the high school trail.
That's fair.
If you look at the players that they recruit, it's a lot of big, really high floor football players.
Yeah.
They're not signing 5-star football players at that position normally.
And I mean, even
the ones that they do, they look like Blake Miller.
Right. And I was going to say,
and high floors.
Even during the height of the Clemson era, like the offensive line was not the first thing people talked about.
He'll be the first
defensive line.
He'll be the first round offensive lineman from Clemson since 2018.
Checks
if it
out.
happens. So
Checks out.
they really don't pour him out. But again, those are all players that when I am that drastically different than other people, I don't look at it as like, who's wrong? Am I wrong or are they wrong? I look at that very much similar to like combine results that don't make sense to me. I look at those as, hey, you need to just go back and look again. You might change your opinion one way or the other. You might stand on toes that, nope, this guy is way worse than I thought. Or, hey, maybe I was a little too harsh. So those are guys I'll circle back on before draft day. When is the draft? It's in like 2 weeks.
It's on Thursday the 23rd and concludes on
So
the
2 weeks
25th.
from Thursday?
Correct.
When should I announce our draft intentions?
I didn't realize we had draft intentions.
I mean, you probably you can take the night off. It's really like what I got going on.
Yeah.
But I need help doing it. So it's always what we got going on.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So, okay. I mean,
I got a meeting about it at the end of the week. We'll see.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll talk about it Thursday night.
okay.
But that's what I'm doing all this work for. You know what I mean?
Makes sense.
So maybe we'll direct our audience over there. It'll be a big night.
Nice.
You know, that'll
That's
be
exciting.
fun. All right, I'm good on that. Let's talk hot seats, Kirby. You want
do
to talk
it.
some hot seats?
I love
Let's talk
talking
some
hot seats.
These are Big Ten hot seats. We'll be quick. Number 1 means you own that hot seat. You finna get fired. Number 18 means you own that safe seat.
Mm-hmm.
You want to go 18-1 or 1 or 18?
I feel like 18-1 is more obvious. Like
Build.
Kurt Cignetti is the safest job in the Big Ten. Right
So I think let's just go from the bottom and then stop when maybe we have an argument point.
that sounds good.
All right, so Sig, Ryan Day, 18
Easy.
and 17, very bottom. Now, knowing based off our pre-show discussion, we had an argument about Dan Lanning and Kyle Whittingham.
Yeah.
You think Kyle Whittingham, because he's a first-year coach and he comes with some lore, he got a lot of leash out there in Michigan.
I think Kyle Whittingham is in a much safer position. Now, both of these guys are at the top of their game. Neither of them are going to get fired this year unless some scandal happens. The way I look at it is if Kyle Whittingham goes 8-4 this year at Michigan, people are going to say, all right, first year at Michigan, things are fine. If Dan Lanning goes 8-4 this year, people are going to look at that and go, oh, they've fallen off. Something's gone catastrophically wrong.
Yeah.
You need to start having serious questions about Dan Lanning.
So here's my deal. I don't think they will ever fire Dan Lanning at Oregon.
Not off of one season.
No, like maybe he'd have to go like 7-5 2 years in a row with no prospects looking in the future. I think it would have to be that bad. And here's why. He said no to Bama.
Yeah.
And if you say no to Bama and you make what sounds like a lifetime deal with Phil Knight, you're probably going to be the Ducks head coach for a while.
Yeah.
So I think they're good there. Also, I know Ward Manuel just won another national title with the basketball team, and maybe I'm that disconnected from Michigan, but is Ward Manuel going to stay at Michigan for an extended period of time? You see what I'm saying? Because you are kind of tied as the football coach to the athletic director.
For sure.
And when they fire that guy, it's kind of like hey, what's going on? Also, Whittingham did just kind of retire. Mm-hmm. I think this is a temporary thing in Michigan. I think it's like a 3 to 4 year thing.
Yeah, I don't
think it's like a 7-year window.
Yeah, I don't know if Whittingham is the long-term deal here. I think Whittingham is more of the, hey, let's get back to a good base in 4 to 5 years and then see where we can go once Kyle Whittingham ultimately decides he wants to retire. But I don't know if I view that as like job security for Whittingham. I'm going out on my own terms.
All right, so let's settle it. And here's how I want to settle it. Who's more likely to be there 5 years from now?
Probably Dan Lanning.
All right, so let's go Lanning there and then Whittingham right behind him.
Sure.
Okay, what are you about to say, bud?
I would say I think if both of these guys, if you put them at age 45, I think Kyle Whittingham probably has the edge in that.
For sure. Maybe not for sure, but I like the point. Now, I don't want to get bogged down in the middle of this list because I think there's a bunch of guys here that are relatively safe. And here's where I'm going to start the list. It's 14-8 in the conference. Guys like Brett Bielema at Illinois,
right,
I think is really, really safe.
Yeah.
I don't think they're firing him. I don't think he's going anywhere anytime soon.
You got to start popping some 5 and 7s and missing bowl games before people – like
it's Illinois. You keep winning 10 games, they're going to put a damn statue out front.
He has elevated that program to a new level, and I think they're very happy with him.
And I think out there in Washington, they're really happy with Jed Fish.
Absolutely.
I think he's in a good spot. I think Pat Fitzgerald just took the job at Michigan State and has got a leash.
Yeah, I think
much longer than I didn't think they gave John Smith one, but it wasn't like he was getting up off the mat.
No.
Which the program needs to get up off the mat.
Yes,
you got to
it
at
does.
least get up out of what they call that when you're on the bottom of the wrestling position when they start you out.
Oh, God.
You got to get up off the mat. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
You can't just stay there getting pinned down, and that's what John Smith was doing.
Yeah, I mean, like
help me out, chat. My wrestlers with cauliflower ear. What's the start when you low man on the start out position? Maybe it's called low man.
I never wrestled in high school, unfortunately.
Yeah, I had to. Because I was extremely overweight as a child, and my parents threw me into wrestling as a, hey, he's not playing football. Maybe it'll keep the weight off of him. I quit when a girl pinned me. What were we talking about?
These first year guys, I think it's really hard. Like the Bob Chesneys,
Yeah,
and Matt Campbell's. Like I just put them in the middle.
So, anyways, I got it. Bielema, Fish, Fitzgerald, Fleck, Campbell out there at Penn State, Chesney at UCLA, and even like David Braun is the like break on this list for me, where we are in year 3 at Northwestern. Because we're in interim, we've taken it over.
Correct.
We're a fighting, scrappy squad. Got a brand new stadium. I think that's where we start thinking the pressure begins on my list. I think everybody down from that list. Chesney, the first-year head coach. Campbell, first year at Penn State, even though, buddy, they just fired a college football playoff coach that had a couple bad days. You know what I mean? Well, I think the expectations at Penn State are higher than some of these new jobs.
Yes.
The expectations for Campbell are much higher than the expectations for Bob Chesney.
I think so, but I think the patience is also higher as well. I think that's what got James Franklin fired more than anything. The patience of ran out. It was, hey, we've gone a decade without winning anything of substance, and now you're popping a 4-8, 5-7 season. You got to go. Like I think bringing Matt Campbell in has kind of rejuvenated this fan base to a degree of, all right, we're willing to kind of go through 2 to 3 not great years in order for you to build your program.
So here's where I think the line of demarcation begins. The line of it's starting to get some type of warm.
All right.
I'll put it right at line number 7, Lincoln Riley out there at USC.
Okay.
Lincoln Riley, I think, hey, man, like we got to start winning 9 or 10 games. Like we got to start pushing to turn this thing around. The roster is really, really expensive. You're recruiting at a really, really high rate in several back-to-back years. Like it's time. All right, we've spent money on the staff. It's time to get going in the wins and losses department. It's no longer okay to be a scrappy 8-4 football team at USC. That's not okay.
Yeah, and I think that it's in such a weird position with Lincoln Riley because USC doesn't feel like they're demanding national championship results, but that's why he was brought to that program, and they delivered promise on that when Caleb Williams won the Heisman. They made the Pac-12 championship, and then after that, it's just slowly been downhill to you've kind of reverted to a 9-3, 8-4 team. So I agree, but I think that the pressure on him is that if you do anything worse than 8-4, you're probably fired. But I think you can honestly get away with 9-3s and 8-4s for another 2 to 3 years.
Now, this next coach on my list, Kirby, will never ever get fired by this university.
I think I know where you're going with this.
And I'm not saying he fit in the croak, but there's a grim reaper in the coaching world. Eventually, it is your time. It is your time to retire. Eventually, whether or not you want to, you will be asked to retire, and it'll be, coach is going to retire. We got a new football coach. Eventually, Kirk Ferentz is going to hang it up, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
eventually. They would never fire him. He can go 7-5 for eternity, which he's kind of done. He goes 7-5 for eternity, but eventually we got to call it.
Yeah, I don't project Kirk Ferentz to be Iowa's head coach in the next 5 years through his own volition.
I set the line at 36 months from now.
That's fair. I think that's a reasonable time frame. 3 more seasons. I mean, he's been there for God knows how long. But the thing is, I don't view that as job security. Like, that's almost the ultimate job security. Like, you have this job until you say,
so you put him down there at the bottom?
I've got him towards the bottom, yeah. Like, obviously, like, there's going to be some Iowa fans that want to change and want to see things. But if Kirk Ferentz wants to coach until he's 80 or 90, I feel like Iowa would let him. As long as you continue to do what you've done the last decade and a half you've been there.
Perpetually 7-5?
Yeah, I mean, like...
Give him hell.
Pretty much. Like, when, and again...
Scrappy 9-3 of the occasional?
For sure. If there's an Iowa fan in this chat that disagrees...
Help us out, yeah.
Like, what about Kirk Ferentz makes you like, man, we got to move on from this guy? Like, it's just not where it should be at Iowa football. Like, Kirk Ferentz has been the exact baseline of success for Iowa football. He's delivered on that every time. So I think his job's safe. Now, will he have that job in 3 years? Maybe not, because he will retire, but... I mean, that's the equivalent of Nick Saban. Like, you wouldn't say Nick Saban didn't have a high job security towards his end when everyone's like, all right, he's probably got 3 or 4 years left in this.
I don't know. I think eventually, like, that's the way I looked at some of this. Like, within 3 years, you're either going to be fired or the job will change. That's kind of how I did my list. Which is why Barry Odom's number 5 for me.
It's a weird one.
Bro, it's just a school.
Yeah.
Purdue's just going to be a place where coaches go to get fired. In all honesty, why didn't Barry Odom just win 10 games a year at UNLV and stay there?
I mean, I guess maybe if you can turn around a program like Purdue and make them the scrappy.
But we couldn't do it at Mizzou.
Yeah, I mean, there's.
You think you're going to do it at Purdue?
Pay raise, maybe. Big Ten money's way different than UNLV.
Like, yeah. I mean, that's probably what it really is.
Yeah, I mean, I get it.
You get an opportunity to get another $30 million contract, you do it.
I get it, but I mean, at the same point, like I don't know what to make of. Like, they went 2-10 last year. If they go 3-9 this year, is it going to be, hey, Barry Odom's got to go, or is that program kind of just willing to ride it out? Like, I don't have my thumb on the pulse of what Purdue fans and what that administration thinks their football program.
The Purdue Choo-Choos, you don't know much about them?
No, I honestly can't say that I do. I know Drew Brees, RIP to the wide receiver, Rondell Moore.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't have.
Didn't they have a good edge rusher? Isn't Hendrickson from there?
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so we do know some Purdue choo-choo.
We know the big names, but I couldn't tell you how hot Barry Odom. Like, I look at 2-10 and go, oh, that's you probably need to go better than that. But I don't know how quickly they're expecting it.
The more and more I look at these 9 conference game schedules, I know the Big Ten doesn't have one of these, but the more and more I look at them, I'm like, damn, you in trouble.
I thought the Big Ten did have one.
No, they play. Oh no, they have a Division I out of conference rule in the SEC that the Big Ten doesn't, right? So they play a 9 conference game schedule, but don't mandate at least one more P4 football team.
I believe so.
That's what it is.
Because the pressure was from the Big Ten to go to 9.
I'm sorry, I misspoke. But man, the more and more you look at these schedules, like, damn, some hard walks for you. Number 4, and I don't know if they feel this way, but I do. Henderson went to FAU. I'm an idiot.
Oops.
Matt Rule, I had him at number 4.
I have him higher.
Yeah, like up.
Like when you get to like
what's firing Matt Rule this year?
6-6.
Really?
Yeah, dude. Like this.
What is it? Time to be a scrappy 8-4? Is that what keeps his job?
You got to win a regular season game against a ranked team.
Okay.
Like, you got to.
I like that. I like that standard.
You got to show some promise here. Like, the idea was last year was, hey, year 3 Matt Rule, this is when they finally put things together. This is when they start to become scrappy. They were worse off, and they by the way, they just lost the 5-star quarterback that everyone was kind of building hope around. He's sitting on the bench.
Calandria.
Great. He's not
fun.
Yeah. He's not Dylan Raiola. Dylan Raiola is sitting on the bench at Oregon right now. Like, that's how the Matt Rule era kind of is going to be.
Hot take. If we have no weapons and we can't protect the immobile, not super great athlete, good passer quarterback. Maybe we should get a little scat back quarterback back there that can.
Sure. I mean,
And that's what Condra could do. Maybe it'll look better.
It could. It very well could, but I'm not banking on that. And like, I think Nebraska fans are kind of tired of Matt Rule. I think that the
Chat said 4-8, and he's gone, buddy. I'm with Kirby. 6-6, we might look at him. 5-7, we're definitely looking at him weird.
Like bowl game at a minimum has to be what Matt Rule doesn't. Like this was a guy that was supposed to bring Nebraska back to the forefront and have them competing for Big Ten titles.
I mean, shit, they ran Frost out of town for 5-7, didn't they?
Yeah.
It got super ugly at the end, but they ran Frost out of town for 500 football.
Correct.
Huh. All right. Maybe it is a little higher. I got Greg Schiano at Rutgers.
Yeah, that's one where it feels like it's kind of just running its course.
Like, what does winning at Rutgers look like?
That's another one where I put in like kind of the Purdue category. And no offense to these programs, but winning is not as prioritized here. The resources are not as bountiful as you would see at some of the other teams in this conference. So, like, how much pressure is Schiano on? I can tell you that the last 2 or 3 seasons have not been up to Schiano's standard, what he said at that Rutgers program. So I think that's where the pressure comes from. But again, like, I have a hard time ranking him higher than a guy like Matt Rule, where Nebraska fans are very proud and they believe they should be competing for games.
I think some of these programs, especially as we get to such a distortion of budget standpoint, where some of these schools are spending 40 and some of these schools are spending 18, the further and further that tilt gets, I think some of these football programs should be, if we're perpetually 7-5 with the occasional 8-4, we should never fire our football coach. If we're not going to give you 10-2 money, we should never fire you for 6-6. You see what I'm saying?
I get it.
If we're not going to give you money to compete at a high rate, why would I? Unless we're just like an absolute mess, unless we like lead the country in penalties and we're beating ourselves. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
That would be one of the teams that I would, or one of the moments that I fire a guy.
Are there any schools that have done that though, where they're not providing top 15 resources and demanding a top 15 outcome?
I haven't seen a guy get fired lately where I'm like, okay, I take that back. I thought it was a little weird to fire Mark Stoops at the time, because it's like, guys, y'all don't spend money on football.
Yeah.
So why are y'all firing the guy who's going 4-8 every year? He was really going he averaged like 6-6 over his career.
Yeah, I think
that's Kentucky. That one was, I was like, well, guys, y'all aren't willing to compete. So why are y'all firing a football coach? I got into a discussion about Kentucky where it's like, how attractive is that job?
No, I think the Mark
But
Stoops,
Will Stein's a great young football coach.
Correct.
It sounds like so.
Correct. And I think the Mark Stoops one was also like a patience thing of, all right, this guy's been here for over a decade. He was the longest tenured SEC coach at the time, and things were steadily going downhill from where, like, there were years where Kentucky won 10 games.
Yeah.
Like, that's what it was under Mark Stoops. To go 4-8 is like, all right, maybe it's time for a fresh start here.
They almost fired Mike Loxley at Maryland this offseason. He was number 2 on my board.
Yeah, he's number 2.
And numero uno, the Mike Norvell of the Big Ten, Luke Fickell.
Dude, I don't understand.
Buddy, they just don't have the money for the buyout yet. That's all that is.
Yeah.
And I think they're doing the same thing at Florida State. They're just eating a year, which, by the way, if this is what's going on at Wisconsin, which I personally believe it is, and I know this to be the case at Florida State based off my opinion, punting on a year because you don't want to eat the salary is insane to me. But it's not just the buyout anymore. If we're trying to compete, we got to go spend $34 million at the bottom end to even be a 9-10 win football team nowadays. So it's not just we don't want to pay him an $11 million buyout. We would rather be fighting for 6-6 and fire our football coach with an $18 million roster.
Yeah.
Than, you see what I'm saying?
Right, but I mean, from even like the Florida State point, there's at least some sliver of hope in there that Mike Norvell can turn that around because of what you saw in 2023. Like, that team was undefeated. They should have been a playoff team.
Is there?
Yes. Like, there
You're
is.
buying Florida State stock?
I'm not buying Florida State stock. I'm saying there is at least a reason to point to and say it could work. We have a reason that we have data points that show it could work.
Yeah, Luke Fickell ain't got an 11 win season.
Luke Fickell has done none of this.
No.
It has been bad from
the
word
You are
go.
right there.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I think like
12 win season. Oh, shit, they were 13-0.
They were 13-0, won the conference title.
Yeah, you're right. It is a little bit different of a conversation there. But I got Luke Fickell 1.
For sure.
I think you did
he's
too.
the number 1. I think that it's going to take a miracle for him to pull up on the plane on that one.
So that was a fun Big Ten-based discussion. Kirby, you ready for some SEC talk?
Let's talk SEC.
All right, now here's the goal. We have to squeeze this sub-episode in 25 minutes or less. You ready?
Let's do
it. All
it.
right, so here's how this is going to break down. We are doing tier talk on the channel tonight. All right, SEC edition. We have 4 tiers that we're going to separate every single one of these SEC teams in. The first tier being natty or bust expectations. Your fan base, and I think these are going to be us setting realistic expectations for the fan base.
Yes.
Okay. I think, we think the expectation should be natty or bust. We think the expectation should be go to a playoff game and win it. We think the expectation should be 8-4 or better. We think the expectation should be fight to make a bowl game.
Yeah.
You ready?
That's the bottom tier.
We're going alphabetical order. Did I say that right? Alphabetical order. We're going alphabetical order, all right, which means Alabama up first. Where do you think the Alabama Crimson Tide should be from a realistic expectations? Here's where I'm at.
I find it funny that we started off with Alabama because it's the one team on this list I put an asterisk by. I have them in win a playoff game. The problem is we saw them go to the SEC championship last year, win a playoff game, and that fan base is not very happy. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of questions around Kalen DeBoer, so it feels like the expectations would be way too high to say, oh, it's natty or bust for these guys this year, especially with bringing in a new quarterback. Win a playoff game is where I would say the baseline is for a successful season.
Here's what my notes say, and we're going to come to the same conclusion. The goal at Alabama is to be title competitive first and foremost. Yep. However, I think everybody around the football program and everybody doing our job should understand the roster is not at that point right now where we're like, hey, they're in the conversation for a, paper tiger, if you will, right? Like they're great on paper. I don't think they're at that point. However, I think the expectation is a college football playoff win like you, because what that's saying is I expect the University of Alabama to be a top 12 football team and to make a college football playoff game. And when you get there, I'm putting expectations on you to win. You've gotten there. Hey, the expectation is to win.
Yes.
I think as a fan base, it should be that. Mm-hmm. Every playoff team, not a mid-major, should think we got a chance to win this game. We should win this game when you get to that point in the season.
I think we should also put in parentheses here, lose gracefully.
Yeah.
I think that
make a playoff.
Make a playoff. I think people would be much higher on Kalen DeBoer if they lost that game to Georgia 28-21 and then they lost to Indiana by 10 points.
Chat saying Bama going 9-3. Hey, alert, alert, alert. Everybody, red alert, big time. Red 7, red 7, red 7. 9-3 SEC football teams are going to be very much so in the conversation for playoff teams.
Yep.
So just go ahead and put that in your mind. Get that ready. We're going to have a lot of 9-3 SEC football teams, a ton of them. All right, and a lot of them are probably going to get into the playoff. So just go ahead and wrap your brain around that because they are playing much, much tougher schedules. Mm-hmm. It's going to be the first year where we're going to find that out. Anyway, this is a long time. We got to talk about that. College football playoff win. I think that's the expectations. Arkansas, bowl eligible. We got to fight, baby.
If you go 6-6 with Ryan Silverfield,
buddy, it would be exceptional. Kirby, they got to play Georgia at A&M, Tennessee at Auburn, at Texas, LSU.
Bowl eligibility would be
buddy. If you go from a 2-win team to a 5-win team, I'm gonna come back up off of my statements about you, which for the record, I have said. I think within a year, Mr. Silverfield is going to realize and look back and go, damn, I had it pretty good at Memphis. Memphis has a tremendously expensive roster relative to their conference. He's going to a place at Arkansas where it's the inverse. He's got a bottom 3 roster in a conference of 16 as opposed to the one by a wide margin, all right, out there at Memphis. Fighting scrap claw for a play or a bowl eligibility season. Auburn.
I think
here's what's before I don't even cut you off again, but here's what's throwing me about this. Mm-hmm. The number $30 million. That's what Alex Golesh said. About 2 months after he took the job, the roster's assembled, portal had closed. It's like we spent $30 million on what should be the realistic expectations for a $30 million roster right now, year one at Golesh, after what was a 500 football team the entirety of Hugh Freeze's career. Yeah. They were 5-7, 7-5. That's what they were. So what should be the expectations for year one at Alex Golesh?
Well, considering
it can't be less than 6-6.
No.
And even that, even if I told the Auburn fan base the expectation is bowl eligibility this year, that is a slap in the face considering they just fired a guy who stuck his foot in his mouth talking about, well, at least we got to make a bowl game.
And they didn't
Remember that comment? And they didn't do that. Like, we can't fire that guy, buy him out, hire the dude from USF, spend $30 million, and tell that fan base tonight that their expectations is 6-6.
I think you can do it in the first season. I think you can do it when, hey, you just had a guy in there that was not at all what you wanted. I think we can all agree with that. The stories coming out of that, things at Auburn were pretty bad. We just blew up that program. We're bringing this new guy in. He's bringing all of his groceries with him. Give it some time. If you go 6-6 this year, that's an improvement from what it was last year. So I would take it with that. We can revisit this when we're going into the 2027 season and say, all right, it's year 2. There should be improvements made. But I think 6-6 is a fair.
Can we create a 7-5 tier for them?
We could.
That's where I think they're going to be this year. I think it'll be a 7-5 football team. I also don't think the roster's that bad from what they retained from what it was.
No.
Right? Retained Durkin, retained like guys like Xavier Atkins, retained a lot of those young defensive players on a defense that was really, really good a year ago. I don't know, man. I feel like putting them on a graphic like we're going to do and saying they're in the 6-6 category feels extremely disrespectful.
I get
it. And you know how I am. It's not like I care.
Right.
But it to me, we just fired a guy who is consensusly 6-6.
Right, but you have to look at it as you're not buying the immediate results. You're buying the long-term success.
We got any Auburn fans in the chat? Let's feel how they feel. If you're in the comments, feel free to fire off. Maybe we'll reassess.
The way I would tie this back, and this is a local hour thing, but Mark Richt went 9-3 his final year at Georgia before they fired him. Yeah. Kirby Smart went 7-5 the following year. Like, you look at those on
paper. But if he'd have lost to Nicholls State and went 6-6, they'd have tossed him.
There would have been a lot of – now, that's a completely different story. You're absolutely right. Like, that season could have gone much worse.
Which is what Hugh did. I mean, he lost to mid-majors.
He did.
A lot at Auburn. All right. We'll come back to that at some point. We'll see where we're at. I'm leaning 6-6 because 8-4 is such a leap. I think they're going to be a 7-5.
That's 3 more wins in your first year.
All right, Florida. 8-4 better, in my opinion, because I believe in it that much.
I think so, too.
Also, I don't think this – I think this is a different situation from a standpoint of Auburn and Florida where he didn't bring a bunch of Tulane parts over here. He kind of kept the parts that they had, and the parts that they had were really good, by the way. Their core offensively is explosive as can be. We know how much on this network we love Jaden Ball.
Yep.
The wide receiver core is really, really good. And you know how much I love these coordinator hires. I just believe in the process. I don't think I would be genuine in saying that like they're a 6-6 football. No, they should be 8-4 better this year.
That's fair. I think 8-4, but you can stomach a 7-5. And I think the difference in that is that the dysfunctionality that was going on at Auburn was so much greater than at Florida. Florida was just like, hey, Billy Napier's just not winning these games. For some ever reason, this team just cannot put it together on a Saturday. I feel like you get John Summerall on there to kind of fix that. He brings a lot of talent there. Buster Faulkner is a slam dunk hire. We think it's one of the best of the offseason. So I think 8-4 is a fair expectation. All
right, let's move on to Georgia. Christian, I think this is a win a playoff game territory, as it always is at the University of Georgia. Get there. I think it's a you better win this one this year. They'll never look at Kirby funny, but they'll look at Kirby funny if he loses 3 playoff games in a row.
I'm putting this in out of your bust category. Because
really,
for the reason of it's your last year with Gunnar Stockton, it's your last year with a lot of people. It'll be 5 years since you haven't won one if you didn't win one this year. Like the thought of a fan base around Georgia is, hey, we won back-to-back Natties. We should be able to win them every year. And if you get there and you fall short again, or God forbid you lose your first playoff game again, there's going to be a lot of unhappy fans with Kirby Smart. That's just the way it is. Now, it's
Chat's on your side, by the way.
It's not in Texas category where, hey, we've put all of our chips in on this, we've invested all this. If we don't win it this year, you have a serious problem. But if Georgia doesn't win a natty this year, or at least is competing for it at the very end, people are going to be very unhappy with Kirby Smart.
I don't want to spoil the rest of the content that we got going on this series, but I only have 3 teams in that category. I have Texas, Notre Dame, and Ohio State. And I think Texas is in that category because they have like once-in-a-decade type of roster window.
Yep.
I think of Ohio State because they have a once-in-a-decade football player in Jeremiah Smith. And the quarterback's good.
Right.
He's good. The roster's really, really good. And And I feel that way, like I said, about Notre Dame because generational quarterback and the schedule. And my God, the schedule.
Yeah.
We got to win basically every game we're favored by 7 points or more and then go win 3 games in the playoff settings. I think they're going to be okay. Those are my 3. I don't put Georgia in this category because I don't think the roster is that flawless right now.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, it's fair, but from an optics standpoint of, Georgia went back-to-back and then went 5 years without winning a playoff game.
We're talking about setting realistic expectations for the fan base. You are a member of the fan base. You are a graduate of this university, and there's a lot of them in the chat, and everybody is agreeing with you.
Yeah.
I will let that override. You win. They are a natty or bust football team. At Kentucky, I got them bowl game would be incredible.
Bowl eligible as well.
Buddy, the schedule is, it's not terrible. They got Bama at A&M, LSU at OU. There's some tough games in there, but the rest of it's like Missouri, South Carolina, Vanderbilt, getting to a fist fight with Tennessee. You see what I'm saying? It's not like, they dodged some big boys. You dodged Georgia and Texas on the schedule this year. You're going to feel okay about your chances. However, they're non-cons Louisville. And that's a tough draw late in the year when we're limping to the finish line.
Yep.
So I don't know. Fight for bowl eligibility, I think it would be incredible. Incredible year 1 for Will Stein if he won 6 games. You agree?
Oh, wholeheartedly. Yeah.
LSU's got win a playoff game expectations.
I put it here as well.
And I don't know if they do. Maybe they do. Maybe it's that good. Have you seen the photos of Jordan Seaton?
Oh, dude.
My God. What is he on
body
Ozempic?
comp.
What's he on?
No, you don't.
He on taking care of his diet.
Yeah,
he's on work your ass off.
Yeah, that's on.
Yeah.
I'm not at Colorado anymore, and they're not letting me do whatever I want.
Oh.
No offense to not to besmirch Colorado's staff, but that's what the body type says.
Yeah, he's lost probably 10% body fat in like 3 months.
He's probably gained 5 pounds and lost 15% fat. Like he looks fantastic.
Rapidly.
He looks fantastic.
Fantastic. Excited to watch that kid play this year. That's gonna be. He was already an explosive nightmare at probably what was he playing at 320?
Yeah.
And now we're playing probably at 312 and carrying it much better. That's the demand, by the way, not the expectation. The demand at LSU is that he win a title in the next 3 years. I know we're talking about this year's tiers,
right?
But Lane Kiffin and LSU are in a tier of their own from a standpoint of expectations and demands.
Yep.
The demand is that Lane Kiffin win a national title in the next 3 years. If he doesn't, I think it's not a failure. It did not accomplish the goal.
Here's the way I see a successful season for Lane Kiffin at LSU this year. You go 9-3 in the regular season. You're scrappy. You lose some games because, hey, it's your first year. You're figuring things out, but you do beat some teams. You're one of the 9-3 playoff teams. Once you get to that playoff, the expectation that you can win one of those games. That's the expectation, I think.
Let's move on to Ole Miss right quick, Kirby. I think they're one of these 8-4 better football teams.
I agree.
But here's what I think they're going to be. I think they're going to be a 9-3 football team with a Heisman contender.
Yeah, that's not an unfair
That's what I think the reality is going to be. And 9-3 Heisman contender, scrappy games, never lose bad. You got a chance to be a playoff team.
I think people are kind of forgetting the fact that Pete Golding is in his first full season as a head coach. Like, yes, he took over that program for the playoff run. Yes, he beat Georgia in that playoff run. They looked really good under him. This is his first full season as a head coach. It's his first time being a head coach. To go 8-4 in that, with frankly a roster that got pretty depleted from last year, would be very impressive.
5 of 7. 5 of their top 7 target reception getters from a year ago off that roster, but kept the most important 2.
Right.
Kept the quarterback, kept the running back. They're going to be all right. Let's move on to Mississippi State. Bowl eligibility is a dream once again.
Bowl eligibility.
Hey, I do love that stat about how they lost every SEC game by at least 17 points the first year under Jeff Lebby, and they took 2 of them to OT last year. That's pretty damn good improvement. We'll take that.
Hell yeah.
We'll take that. I think they did a much better job in competing in conference.
There was a time early in the season when we thought, like, Mississippi State's going to be fun.
Scary.
They beat Arizona State. They took Tennessee to overtime when people thought Tennessee was really something. Like, Mississippi State showed a lot of promise this year. Like, even against Georgia, the first, 10 minutes of that game were kind of like, we might have something. No, I'm being serious. Like, I know it's funny to say the first 10 minutes, but they walked the ball down the field. They got a turnover. They were having explosives.
It was there.
It looked good.
Watch out.
We'll see.
Georgia's in hot water. 44-7, I think was the final.
No, I mean, it wasn't that bad. It was like 41-20 or something.
Okay. Yeah, make a bowl. I'm down on Mizzou's roster as a whole. I'm not necessarily down on this schedule, though. Arkansas, Pine Bluff, Kansas, Troy, at Mississippi State, Florida, A&M, at Ole Miss, at Arkansas, Texas, at UGA, Kentucky, Oklahoma. So here's what I did. I went ahead and fortuitously gave them dubs against Kentucky, Arkansas, Mississippi State, Troy, Kansas, Arkansas, Pine Bluff. We've already got to the baseline of 6-6. All right, so we are bowl eligible. Kirby, do you think of those games that I didn't automatically write them in a dub, we can get 2 wins out of?
Yeah, I think 8-4 is a very fair expectation,
right?
especially with
it's an 8-4able schedule.
Yeah.
They don't get easier than this in the conference, and that's pretty damn tough.
And especially with a guy like Drink, who, let's be fair, is a successful head coach in the SEC, has shown promise there. Like, it's weird to say, hey, after last season, you should be a playoff team and you should win one, but 8-4 is a more than manageable expectation, I think, for Eli Drinkowitz in this point of his career.
I like that. You think he's going to regret not? Do you think he went after that Florida job?
Maybe.
Like when Lane said, I'm going to LSU, do you think he picked up the phone and said,
It's so hard to predict those things.
I know you don't know.
Like,
I mean, we could call a person to figure it out, but we don't want to bother him.
No, I mean, there's probably some feelers to put around and be like, was this ever an interest?
Yeah, was it ever a possibility?
But I mean, like,
if it was, I think he would maybe regret not taking it.
You think
But,
so?
I mean, dude, the Florida job is, I think, much easier to win at than Mizzou at a high rate.
We say that,
buddy. I didn't bat. Neither of us batted an eye at 8-4 expectations year 1 at John Summerall. Here we are, year 4, at Mizzou, and we're sitting here debating. That'd be a pretty good year. He goes 8-4. You see what I'm saying?
No, I get it, and I think that like at a high, like if 8-4 is a high rate, then we've severely diminished the Florida football program.
You're right.
Like a high rate, in my opinion, is like you're consistently cranking out 10-win seasons.
Yeah.
Florida has not been that for almost 2 decades. At
And
this point.
Mizzou was that 2 out of the last 4 years.
Correct.
So we shouldn't. Maybe we should give Drink his flowers, give his due. Camo cargos are a choice though.
Yeah, no, there's the fashion choice gets no excuses.
Yeah,
not at all.
Oklahoma, is it okay to kind of demand as a fan base another playoff run?
Yeah.
You think so?
You're bringing back John Mateer. Like we said
Right?
last year, like this was supposed to be the window of, hey,
I know.
John Mateer's in another year of this system. You've got everything under you. 2025 was overall, you exceeded expectations. People didn't really think you were going to be a playoff team this time last year. People thought you might not have a job this time last year. My God, you went and won a playoff. You beat Alabama on the road. Had a very, very impressive season. I think it's fair to expect that when you return the quarterback and you return your OC and you return your DC, it's fair to say, hey, we need another playoff.
Kirby, if they can get through their first 5 football games relatively unscathed, I think they're going to be okay. They open up with UTEP, and then they immediately go to the big house. They play Michigan.
Okay.
All right. Then it's New Mexico. Okay, we get to lick our wounds. All right. And then it's at Georgia. And then we get a bye week, and we play Texas in the Red River Shootout. Okay?
That's
But
interesting.
after this, all right, after those first 5, which again include Michigan, Georgia, and Texas. At Michigan, at Georgia, and Texas. All right. Then we close our season with this run right here. Kentucky, Mississippi State, South Carolina, at Florida, Ole Miss, Texas A&M at home, at Mizzou.
It's manageable.
Right?
It's definitely manageable.
If we get through those first 5s with 2 losses, we're going to scrap our way to 9-3. I think we got a chance.
You should be able to. I
But
think
if we lose all 3, we're done.
going 2-3 of that stretch would be detrimental.
Yeah.
But no, I think I think it's completely fair when you have a veteran quarterback and you're returning both your coordinators and you had the season you did last year to say, hey, you have another playoff game is the expectation this year. That's the baseline of success. You set that standard. I have no problem putting Oklahoma in this category.
All right. I'm with you. And I think the Oklahoma fan base will be with us on that as well.
Yeah.
Does Shane Beamer of South Carolina have another scrappy 8-4 in him, Kirby? He does this.
Who he does.
Bro, it always happens after a shitty year.
It's up and down.
Up and down, up and down.
The realistic and, hey, this is probably what you're going to do expectation is 6-6, make a bowl game. That will not fly this year, I don't think. I think 8-4 or better has to be the demand for Shane.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying that South Carolina fans should come out and expect this. I think that we all know that there's a lot of issues on that roster. I mean, your offensive line room is getting diminished left and right just by injuries alone.
We think they're going to be back by the season.
Yes. From the standpoint of it's your last year with Lenore Sellers, it's your last year with Nick Harbor, it's your last year with Dylan Stewart, it's the last year with the foundational pieces of what made that 2024 run so special. 8-4 or better has to be the demand for South Carolina fans, because if not, I think Shane Beamer gets fired. In the schedule,
I can find 5 losses on this schedule.
Oh, yeah, the
Well,
schedule,
it really helps that Clemson's in the pooper, we think.
it does.
You know, that helps towards the end because facing a top 12 in-state opponent at the end of the season
Not
is
fun.
never fun.
Not fun, especially when you have 9 conference games.
And they were that for a decade and a half. They're not that anymore, so that kind of helps out. But we do close the season SEC-wise with Georgia.
Yeah, it's not a great look. It's a very 5-7able schedule if you play your cards right.
I tell you what, he won't be fired mid-season though. The losses come late on this schedule.
No, they should start out 3-0.
3-0 at Alabama. Then we get Kentucky.
Yeah, but even at Alabama, like you've given that team everything they
ran 'em.
wanted and more
You've given
last
them a
2
run.
years. Like you
Yep.
did in Tuscaloosa too.
You did. But that was with Loggins. I think the Kendall Browse hire is really, really important.
For sure.
That's either going to save him or if it don't, we just got to go. If bringing in a high-caliber coordinator who has a track record in this conference doesn't turn that offense around with Lenoris, then I don't know what the promise is moving forward. I think that's the key. We got to squeeze what we got out of the roster now to give you any more. So I'm with you. Maybe we do have to go 8-4.
You got to.
Yeah.
You got to, and I think the realistic expectation should be 6-6, but the demand has to be 8-4, which might be unfair to Shane Beamer, but that's kind of
Most talented roster in history of South Carolina.
Yeah.
Per blue chip status.
Per Shane Beamer, we're competing for a college football playoff come November. Like, so 8-4 baseline.
8-4 is generous then. Tennessee, anything with good quarterback play as a fan would be I'm cool with, whatever it looks like, as long as we get an answer to the future of the quarterback position. We've talked about this offseason, but here's where I'm at. If Josh Heupel isn't consistently 8-4 at Tennessee, he's not the coach that I think he is.
For sure. And that's,
you know what I mean? And
yeah.
I think really highly of this guy. I probably think too highly of this guy based off some of my constituents and some of the feedback I get off my opinions. And everybody, I always get a discussion about him, how I hate him in 2 minutes. I don't like his game management. I hate the timeout management. I don't love some of the late game decisions. Hell, I don't like how fast we are sometimes. We create negatives on ourselves, but damn, I love the football coach. And people are like, huh?
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense. I'm like, I know. I don't know why I love him, but I love him. I think it's a good fit.
I put Tennessee in the 8-4 category, but the weird thing for me is I don't know how you can tell a Tennessee fan in the face of, hey, 2024 you made a playoff, and yeah, that was embarrassing, but you made the playoffs, by God. And then things fell off in 2025, obviously because Nico transferred. I don't know how you can tell a Tennessee fan 4 seasons removed from your revival season where you almost made the playoff, 2 seasons removed from actually 2 seasons removed from actually making the college football playoff and saying 8-4 should be your demand. That feels weird to me. Obviously, I don't think a playoff is a fair expectation, but it does feel weird to say 8-4 is what you need to expect.
But, I mean, to me, Kirby, I expect Georgia to be 10-2 every year. I think Tennessee's in the caliber of program, especially now as we go to 9-game conference schedules. I demand 8-4.
That's fair.
That's the tier I got on the demands
of
those football coaches. I demand Kirby Smart go 10-2 at Georgia every single year.
Yep.
And anything short of that is a shortcoming.
Yep.
I demand Josh Heupel go 8-4 at Tennessee.
Yeah, I agree. Oh, I mean, 8-4 is without a doubt. That's a must.
Okay.
Like 7-5 again is unacceptable.
Texas is natty or bust.
Yep.
Simple.
Natty, it's pretty simple. You
Simple.
put all your chips in. We all know.
Yep.
Not much else
No,
to say.
we're one more year with Arch Manning. It's our whole roster gets drafted this year. We got to go. We got to go win a title. Texas A&M. Do they think playoff is now the new normal?
Texas A&M, I think, is in a very interesting category.
I want to talk to some Aggie fans tonight.
Yeah,
about
because
this.
the success they had last year was unprecedented. I mean, they were 11-0 through the regular season. Then things kind of fell off. I think Texas A&M fans, in their hearts, want to believe that this year they'll win a college football playoff game. I think losing Colin Klein is going to be a lot more damaging or diminishing to that offense than people are expecting. I think some people are kind of not fully in on Marcel Reed to the point where I would say that I think it's fair this year to say, hey, we demand a playoff game from Mike Elko. It's year 3. You've got a full foundation under you. I don't know if that's what actually is going to happen.
Yeah, I think realistic expectations this year is to demand 8-4 and then see what happens. Like 9-3, I mean, we get to a 10-2. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
We got the guy. We got the guy forever. You know what I mean? And I think they got their guy for the next 5 to 7 years anyways.
Yeah. I like it, just the optics of going from 11-1 to next year 8-4.
Kirby, we got 30 seconds. Kirby, we got 30 seconds to the local hour. Vandy, real quick, fight for bowl eligibility.
8-4.
Huh?
I think 8-4 is fair expectation.
For Vandy?
I think Clark Lee's earned that.
You think we should put 8-4 expectations on Vanderbilt Commodores roster this year?
When you say it out loud, it sounds dumb. But I think Clark Lee's earned kind of the, hey, 8-4 should, I don't know, man. 6-6, fine. Fine, we'll undersell them. I think it's fair.
I think it's
they did lose practically everything that got them to 10-2, so that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. I'll concede with 6-6. You're right.
Damn. Next time we do SEC coaching rankings, you need to put Clark Lee up at like the top 3.
It just feels weird to me to go from, hey, we were right on the edge. We're the only 10-2 team left out of the college football playoff to, we got to make a bowl game this year. It feels very weird to have that much of a drop off, but it is Vanderbilt. They did lose a lot. Like, it feels weird to say that.
Throw us to the local hour, Kirby. We got a whole nother hour coming up after the break.
Welcome into Talk the Dog, the show where we find a bone to pick and a take to give. These are not hot takes. These is dog takes. Can I talk that dog? What's up? You really like that? Let's shut up and grind some tape.
From now on.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back in to the local hour. Well, we got 59 and a half minutes left on the 2-hour block. It's not like we're on hard network outs, though. Maybe one of these days. You think there's ever a day, Kirby, where we sell our souls to like linear television or something?
I mean,
that would be crazy.
That'd be pretty sick if we did that, yeah.
Yeah. Like doing this show with commercial breaks on ESPN would be kind of wild.
Oh, you think you want to see how quickly we turn a 2-hour show into hour 15?
Yeah.
Let's get on local national television with some commercial breaks and stuff.
Yeah. Hey, a man can dream.
I mean, I wouldn't be against it.
I wouldn't be against it either.
Definitely means, more money in our pockets, so sorry.
Does McAfee do like long commercial breaks? I don't watch the ESPN broadcast of him.
I don't know.
Are they 2 hours? Are they like 3 hours long?
They're 3 hours long. I think
So how does ESPN recruit the marketing ads on that?
I think they do commercial breaks. I've seen probably one Pat McAfee show on ESPN, and I wasn't fully watching. It was just on in the background. So.
I know they can't say the F word as much.
Yeah, they can't do that.
Yeah.
That's kind of one thing they're big on. But
maybe one of our McAfee listeners will tell us. But we have a loaded local hour for you guys tonight. We got presser notes. Kirby Smart's talk to the media today.
Ooh.
I was in attendance.
How was that? It was your first time seeing him in a while?
And trust me, I got plenty of comments about that.
From who?
Just people. Not him.
From Coach himself?
No. I was nervous that I was going to get one of them, hey, glad to see you here while you answer my questions. But, no, I got them from colleagues and SID members.
That's all right.
Kind of like, oh, nice of you to show up, some where you been.
What, are they not happy to see me?
No, they were.
That's how I should take. That's how I take that.
I think what you should take that as, when your boss is gone, it's a notable admission to the room, and that's a good thing.
Right, but if I'm the notable omission, like, oh.
No, omission, not addition. When I'm not there, they notice that more than they notice that you are there. You see what I'm saying?
I guess so. I don't know. I'd still take it as, oh, it's this kid again. Brooks isn't here. No, I mean, they like me.
They do. They love you. They love all their graduates.
Yeah, dude.
They love all their graduates. I applied for G-Day credentials today for all three of us.
Sick.
If they don't let all three of us, we riot.
That's fair.
Is that fair?
That's fair.
That's fair. Is that fair, chat?
I mean, it is, like, not to do the thing. It is G-Day.
It is G-Day.
It's not.
There is no opposing credentialed team to have to worry about.
There's going to be plenty of space in the press box. People are going to be able to have 2 hot dogs at halftime.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the only thing I think they would try. The only thing I think
I just heard what you said.
Yeah, I was going to say. The only thing I think they try.
They got plenty of hot dogs.
They're like, oh, we need to corral the media, make sure it's not as many in case they want to live stream this. And
Yeah.
Sure that's they might use that as a reason, but
Yeah.
the press box has plenty of room.
All right. We got presser notes. Lincoln Riley fumbled a bag. We got 2027 recruiting rundown. I'm excited about that tonight.
That'll be fun.
And then, of course, we have breaking news. Do you want to know what the breaking news is?
I actually do want to know what the breaking news is.
The breaking news is that everyone listening right now has to subscribe, and tell a friend. That's not really the breaking news.
Oh, okay.
Here's what the breaking news is, and it's not really breaking. G-Day is going to be streamed on ESPN, which means we have spring film breakdowns.
Ooh,
We didn't have them last year.
That's right.
They deprived the nation of Film Guy Network spring breakdowns. All because of the spring portal window. Everybody was worried about their roster getting tampered with. So we got plenty of May, June, and July content because it's TV copy, but it's better than nothing.
Thank God.
We got film to watch on the spring game. How about that?
Me and Jay Will talked about this while you were gone of hey, it's going to be on ESPN Plus this year. And it never dawned on either of us that, hey, we'll actually be able to break down the film of this now. It was kind of just hey, that's great. We're going to be able to actually watch the game if you don't go to Stanford.
Yeah.
So
get to watch the game and get to come in here after spring and after G-Day and break down position by position. That's how we do it when we actually have it. So that'll be fun right there. Wonk82 says, if I wear my Film Guy Network hoodie and you don't sign it this time, Brooks, we're fighting. First of all, come try me. I ain't been in a good fight in a minute. I would relish that opportunity. Secondly, make sure you come holler. I'll sign you.
you're wearing a hoodie on mid-April, bro.
Yeah, I mean, my man's dedicated to the merch. I appreciate it.
The ink might run off on that, but hey, go ahead, man.
So yeah, did you say dink might run off
The
on
ink.
that? The ink might run off on that.
Because you're sweating so much, it's running.
I got you. Kirby Smart had a press conference today.
What'd he say?
Oh, buddy, he said a lot.
Did
I got
he?
lots of notes. You've been in these rooms now, so you know how this goes. Every once in a while, there will be a media member that obviously heard something that is trying to get Coach to confirm what he heard. There was one of those moments today. Coach, how was your G-Day scrimmage, your first scrimmage? What did you learn? And can we get an update on Taylor? To which Kirby turned around and goes, Taylor, do you know something that I don't know? Taylor's good. Taylor caught a lot of balls. Taylor made a lot of plays. Taylor's doing fine. So, but we loved the scrimmage. We loved everything about it. We had a lot of explosives. Had some negatives. Had some things we had to clean up. But yeah, Taylor
Went to coach speak after that.
Huh?
He went to coach speak.
Oh, immediately after. Do you know something I don't know? Coach speak.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Is there something to know that we know of?
Not that I know of. I mean, the person who asked that question is a very well-plugged person, always knows.
Yep.
So he must know something, but I don't know nothing. So maybe it's something I need to go dig into.
That's interesting. If when you're that plugged, why you would try to get the coach to publicly
so you can write that he confirmed the story?
I get it. I don't know. I feel like putting that behind a paywall and be like, this is what we're hearing anyways, is probably the more.
It achieved the mission, doing it that way anyways.
Yeah.
You don't necessarily have to get it confirmed by the head man.
Right.
I don't know. Don't they teach you something about confirmation in journalism school?
I mean, yeah, but when the sources are probably there's probably some source that dribbled this player might be hurt. That's enough, honestly.
Yeah.
Especially for behind a paywall and instead of a public release.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't go to Big J school, so it's important that I ask these questions. Speaking of which, remind me Big J journo moment that happened to me today after the show. I got to tell you that story. Zacoby White is a competitor, Christian.
Love to hear that.
Smile on his face at all times. Now, this is real about this kid. Zacoby is a very lively person, energy-filled, got a lot of juice, brings it to the room. I liked listening to Zacoby today talk about how it required patience, what he's got going on. Talked about his faith, helping him out in that. Kirby talked about his faith as well. He's a God-fearing Christian man. Khalil Barnes has done a good job, Christian. He's been well coached, comes from really, really good systems. Comes
Makes
from
sense.
a lot of systems, played in several systems.
Makes sense.
Which would be, I don't know who the DC was before they hired my man from Indiana.
Tom Allen.
Tom Allen is who he just spent a year under. But I don't know. I can't remember who he was under the first 2 years.
Didn't they just promote within after Venables left?
Perhaps.
Maybe.
Perhaps.
I mean, obviously, like.
But either way, he's learned a high school system, 2 systems in college, and now picking up a 3rd system. I got a little bit of intel. I'll dump it now. DeMello Jones let the world know that he's playing nickel, that Khalil Barnes is playing nickel, which means Dink's playing safety, right?
It could also just mean, hey, we've got a veteran safety presence in here. Let's cross-train him like they always do.
Nah, DeMello mentioned him like he's playing star, and that's what he's playing.
Interesting.
Something to pay note and attention to on G-Day. Where those 3, really, Zion, Dink, and Khalil Barnes, where they're playing is something I'm going to be paying attention to. No spring portal hasn't changed anything for him. This is something I asked him about because I go to a lot of these spring practices, obviously, during this time of the year. And at places not named Georgia, they can actually coach again this time of the year. At places that weren't named Georgia last year, they couldn't really coach. They couldn't really set depth charts. They couldn't really give any player any indication of where they were at. You know why? Because there was a second portal window. Yeah. So last year's spring practice was an absolute mess everywhere else. So I was curious, hey, Coach, with no second portal window, has anything changed in your approach different from last year? And I don't think he understood what I was talking about because he's got first world Georgia problems where he didn't really care that there was a second window last year. They coached football. They practiced like they normally practice. They went about their business the way they normally go about their business.
Yep.
And this spring they did. I think he said verbatim something along the lines of, we paid it no mind last year. We paid the second window no mind, which, again, was not par for the course everywhere else. I went places where there was no depth chart at all, which is a real messed up way of going about trying to practice in the spring. In terms of, we're not just practicing to get reps, we're practicing to make sure we're really, really good in August. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There was no ability to practice to make sure we were good for August because we were worried that something part of our August team was going to get stolen in May.
You feel like you're just keeping training wheels on through spring. Like it's a period to kind of just make sure the roster, everyone's happy.
Dude, I would go places where I'm watching practice for 2 days and then come to find out the real starter has a hamstring problem.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Where they're just like,
hey, bud, just rest.
You're
Rest.
you're okay.
Yeah.
We're going to grind the shit out of the rest of these guys. And so those other guys are like, oh, I got an opportunity. Yeah, not really. Your starter's sitting over there. Very weird. Not a problem at Georgia, obviously, because there's only one way about business at Georgia, and that's coaching and coaching hard. We'll get into more about that in just a second. Ryan Montgomery, knee braces off, Kirby.
Good.
Had a pretty tragic knee injury his last year of high school football. Not tragic from a sense of like, oh my God, is he going to live? More of tragic from a standpoint of it was pretty bad knee injury that took a good 18 months for him to feel himself in the sense of being able to take the knee brace off. If you've heard Kirby talk about this in recent memory or recent time or during his time at Georgia, he references the moment the knee brace being able to come off as the moment the athlete feels like he's 100% good, back to normal. So the mobility is coming back. He said he's great from an accuracy standpoint and makes really, really good decisions, which is something we've talked about here on this network with regards to him. He's a Kirby Smart.
That's what I was about to say. He's been labeled like he is the quintessential Kirby Smart quarterback, plays on time, plays within the system.
Yeah, they got a smell about themselves, them Kirby Smart quarterbacks.
Oh, they sure do. Not in a bad way.
No.
Not in a bad way, just of like a...
From a game managing standpoint. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. He made great decisions. That's what they smell like. Oh, he really accurate. You know what I mean? By the way, if your Sir sneeze like, if you got to bring a whole wad of tissue paper to the press conference, probably should show up.
Who was it?
I ain't diming it out. You can ask it after the show. I think you'll guess. But, I mean, buddy, every 30 seconds a heavy, every 30 seconds, ha-chew.
Not going to lie.
I'm talking about some thick stuff going on behind me.
I'm not going to lie.
Don't do the allergies with me. You were a man for 2 hours. You were a man. You did not distract the show. This was distracting.
Okay.
I'm talking about this was, you are not dealing with allergies. You very clearly are sneezing some gunk up in the stew. You know what I
No,
mean?
'cause
Like,
I vividly
that's what was going on up in
I
here.
would walk to Buttsmere because it's like a quarter mile from my house,
And it blew you up?
and I'd sit down and I'd just go, "Oh, I can't breathe right now."
Yeah,
So-
no. That's not what was going on here. This was probably should have stayed at home,
Took
in
a
my
sick day.
opinion. Yeah, a little sickly. So there's that. He was asked about OTAs getting added, which is an interesting thing. It's like not going to happen this offseason, but they're talking about it to happen next offseason. They're trying to get closer to an NFL model where you can schedule a certain amount of OTAs during the offseason so your guys aren't not doing football year-round. And his answer was, you're talking about the stuff that impacts next year? And the reporter was like, yeah. And he goes, it doesn't impact this year. I've given it no thought process. He also mentioned that it confused him when they first talked about it. There's like certain ambiguities to it. There's like, but he did say, I like the idea of giving people freedom to do whatever they want to do, which is the new model of the OTAs. You can have them, I think there's 6 of them or 6 windows to do OTAs, and you can determine those windows at any point during the calendar year.
Gotcha. So it's not like a, hey guys, show up if you want. We're gonna do a.
Well, I think the first inclination of it was set windows for OTAs, one of which was going to be in June. He didn't like that because practicing in June in the middle of South Georgia is not ideal.
No.
Also, he does a lot of high school camps during the summer. He doesn't want that intruded upon by actual practice. And said he wants to give guys a break.
Understandable.
So there's that. Tyreek Green was asked what stood out about him. He said he stood out because he played at the highest level of football in the state of Georgia, which produces the best high school football in the nation, he said. And he did so while playing both ways, and he was a really good player on both sides of the football, which means A, he's a really good football player, B, he's really, really well coached.
Yep.
And he had the height and speed to do so. This was what was really interesting about this comment. He mentioned that Tyreek Green was a really, really good rec league football player and had played up through the ranks of Metro Atlanta football, meaning he played up grades. He played with a bunch of older guys.
Yeah.
And they knew that about him already.
He's playing rec league?
No. In his, like, when he was coming up through the ranks,
okay.
he was playing, like, he was a 6th grader playing 8th grade football.
That makes sense.
He was a 4th grader playing 6th grade football.
I'm thinking, like, because I know some of these guys where it's like, you know, they got like 30-year-old football teams, and Tyreek Green was playing with them. That's what I was envisioning.
No, I was intrigued by the idea that the head coach had been aware that the kid was a dude in Pop Warner.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
Which is kind of, I mean, that's digging the profile as deep as we can dig it.
Yeah. What's the youngest these guys will even start entertaining, scouting these guys?
I mean, they hand out 8th grade offers every year.
Right. Is that the bottom? Like, there's no one like 6th grader like Kirby Smart in the recruit
Under
circle?
Kirby Smart, I've never seen anything under than an 8th grader, rising 9th grader get an offer. Mm-hmm. Like Jaden Wade got an offer from Georgia going into 9th grade at IMG.
Right.
Elijah Griffin got an offer from Georgia going into 9th grade. Trayvon Walker got an offer from Georgia going into 9th grade. But no, I have not heard of a 7th grader, a 12-year-old getting an offer from Kirby Smart.
Or even getting looks.
Maybe.
Who knows, right?
Maybe. Yeah. They're aware.
Yeah.
You know, they're aware of everything. Said he's got 5 centers rotating right now.
5?
Mm-hmm. And Drew Bobo doesn't count in one of those 5.
That's impressive.
Any guesses on the names? There's no way you guessed the last one.
He named them?
Yeah.
All right, let's go. Malachi Cortez. Zakai Helton played some center, I
Yep.
believe.
Yep.
That's 3.
Is he a ball knower?
Juan Gaston? No. Donnie Glover.
Nope.
Give me a hint.
Played at UCF and Grayson. Walt Claire Flynn.
Oh, okay, Walt Claire Flynn.
And then the last one, no chance.
What about the other Grayson guy they just signed, the freshman?
No.
Who is it?
Some guy named Piegler. A walk-on named Piegler. Piegler's getting reps. And he rattled off Piegler's name like we should all know it.
No
last name basis Piegler.
No disrespect to Piegler. I'm unfamiliar with your game.
But those first 3, Malachi Tolliver, Cortez Smith, and Zakai Helton, they're all getting guard reps as well.
Makes sense.
So, yeah, there's that.
Is it weird to think that coming into the offseason it was kind of like, that guard position might be thin, and then you come out of this spring of, they've got plenty of bodies? Or is it kind of just they're kind of throwing bodies at it?
I didn't think they were ever going to be thin. The question, and I still think the question is, who's the 5?
That's fair.
Who are your best 5, and what are we doing at that position
That's
or those
fair.
5 positions? I think that's still the question. We talked about last night. I think they got 8 or 9 high caliber to mid-level caliber plus athletes at the offensive line position. It's that time of the year.
Yeah.
Was asked about Chase Linton. He said they recruited him because he's a high-effort, high-character, high-intelligence football player. And then he said he's tougher than I expected him to be from a standpoint of he enjoys contact. He likes to work hard. He's a high-effort ball chaser. Ball chaser being my words. They said they need him to be a great rusher this year, and I agree. Was asked how you're preparing for that extra SEC conference game, and he starts chuckling and going, we're practicing. I mean, man, we're practicing hard. You know what I mean? We're out here. But it did turn into a really, really good answer about how fortunate they are to practice the way that they are. And he didn't go into a full dive in on this. And I don't mean to peel back the curtain on Kirby's operation, but buddy, you invite so many coaches up there that if you don't think people have stolen your practice operation or attempted to do so by now, I ain't peeling the curtain back and exposing things that everybody don't already know. You know what 2 platooning is at practice, or 2 spotting is at practice. For those who don't know, it's where we literally basically run 2 separate practices. And now, what would it require to be able to run 2 practices? Well, it would basically require 4 offensive line coaches. You know who has 4 offensive line coaches? Georgia. Not very many people do. It would basically require 2 tight ends coaches. You know who has 2 tight ends coaches? Georgia. It would basically require 2 linebacker coaches. You know who has them? You see what I'm saying? And that's what he talked about today. He said, I have to give a tremendous amount of credit to Josh Brooks and the athletic department because they give me the resources required to practice the way that we practice and get the work that we get, the amount of work that they get. He went on to say, I don't know if we have the best football players at the University of Georgia, but I know we have we have football players who are getting the most work. They're getting the most development. They're getting the most opportunities to get reps and therefore get better because you don't get better without reps. And it is so obvious when you go to these other places. Like, for example, I'm standing at a mid-major place and I'm watching practice, and there is a position coach working with defensive backs, and they're working getting out of your breaks. Mm-hmm. And I'm thinking, why is that drill not ending with a ball? You know what I mean? Right. Corner comes out of his break. Why is he not flashing and an assistant over there throwing the ball? Well, come to find out, they don't have an assistant.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then you look over there at the outside linebacker room, and they're working hook curl drops. Hey, send pressure, drop back into the hook curl, and then look like it should end with a ball. Mm-hmm. That drill should end with a ball. It's a defensive player that's not used to a ball whipping by his face. We should get that rep. Well, that requires 2 extra people standing over there, Brooks.
Yep.
That only happens at places with tremendous amounts of budgets. Georgia is one of these places. Now, I think Kirby, more than any other coach that I have been had the availability to study this high of a rate, prioritizes all those reps. Definitely. Like, that requires more work from your position coaches. They have more reps to watch on film. They have more reps to coach on film. It just requires more effort. It's one of those no stone unturned opportunity things. Like, it requires more work, but we have to do it.
Makes sense.
I thought that was really interesting. Shout out Jeremy Johnson. He got that answer out of him. I thought that was an interesting quote. I don't have the best players, but I know we have the players getting the most reps. Doesn't have a clue about the Masters, but has played it.
He's played the Masters?
Multiple times. He said it's humbling.
I thought they only opened that to like...
Buddy.
Dude, again, I know nothing.
He is the highest paid employee in the state of Georgia. He can go play the Masters whenever he wants.
That's fair.
You know what I mean? I mean, for Christ's sakes, I'm pretty sure the governor's been on the sideline for like half the home games the last 3 years. Yeah. He can do whatever he wants in this state.
Valid.
You know what I mean?
That's a good point.
Is there anything in this state he can't do?
Probably not.
All right. That's probably where I reside on that. Yeah. Has played it. I think he said verbatim multiple times. It's humbling.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
That's a humble flex for the boys.
Yeah, no, it's like, man, you guys don't know how hard the Masters is.
Y'all know. Hey, you watching it on Sunday in the meeting room, you're like, man, y'all don't even know. You know, that's a downhill lie. You know,
it is also funny
that leaky on you to the right side over there.
It is also funny that he did I don't know anything about the Masters. I just know that I played the course. Like,
well, it was more of like a combination of I'm old, I don't have time. All the guys that I watched aren't playing anymore. I don't have time to keep up with the young guys. Yes, I've played it. It's humbling.
Flex.
Yeah, was asked about DeMello Jones. He said he's matured a lot. Gets up when he gets upset or frustrated. He tends to get upset or frustrated. He did say the recovery time has shortened in that. However, Kirby did not stay around for DeMello Jones' media availability. I did. DeMello Jones was asked what he learned about the Ole Miss loss. Do you remember how they lost the Ole Miss game, or one of the reasons why they lost the Ole Miss?
Of course, I remember.
He no commented.
Oh.
Yeah, very quiet. No comment. What'd you learn about the Ole Miss loss? No comment. So
Still eating at him.
Yeah. I don't know if our recovery time is shortened that much is what I'm getting at. I think we're still harboring some feelings towards ourselves about not execute, which is fine. Holds himself to a really, really high standard.
Yeah, I mean, like,
but he plays a position where we're going to get beat, bud.
Yeah,
that's the life. We got to play the next snap.
And from something like that where, like, everything's bang, bang, you got to get up and play the next play. Like, when something like that happens and it eats at you for that while, I get that from an aspect of, man.
Said he's really physical, could play safety for us.
I believe it.
Said he's a lot stronger than other guys.
I also believe that.
Ellis Robinson was the next question. Always been talented. His mental stamina has increased. Said it was tough for him early on when he got here because he's definitely talented, was talented enough to play like year one when he got here. But there were guys in front of him that are older and that were now NFL football players. And, you know, Ellis felt some type of way about that. Could have said he could have but could always cover. That's what I was getting at. Said he had NFL guys in front of him, but there were times during those years or the year where he wasn't playing where Ellis could cover better than those football players. Ellis just didn't know exactly what they were doing at all times.
Yeah.
And you've heard us talk about that on this network before of like how it's like the number one rule at Georgia. If you can't know what you're doing in the defensive backfield, they won't play you. So that's taking time. And he even mentioned today that there are spurts where he's playing outside of the system, and it's not allowed here. So he said there's still room to grow there, but Lord knows this kid can cover. He said that the Tennessee game grew him up a lot. You know, getting beat like that and having to, you know, shorten our memory a good bit. Said his technique is great. He's grown tremendously. G-Day is going to be the same. They're going to play football.
Good.
Okay. Now, here's what you should know. They're going to manufacture situations.
Sure, they always have.
They're going to make sure that thing's close. They're going to make sure that thing's, a one-score game at the end, and then they're going to make sure they have a 2-minute gotta-have-it situation.
I think that's always how it's been.
Yep. Said it's the first time since I've been here where we have guys who started last year and we have guys that have been here that are currently beating them out.
Interesting.
And he specifically mentioned, like, it's not even freshmen. Like, we've had freshmen. He said we've had freshmen come in here and beat out guys because they're just that great.
Right.
But he said this year it's different where it's like this guy's been here 5 years. This guy's been here 3 years. The year three guy has gotten so much better than he is beating a starter, a guy that played every game for us last year.
I assume he didn't name any positions.
Well, he was specifically talking about offensive line when he went into this tangent, but he said it's not just the offensive line room.
Huh. I'm not going to throw names out, but
I mean, I will. Ernest has been here 5 years. Jaw's been here 3. Jaw's had a great spring.
Huh?
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not saying his brain immediately consciously gave us an actual example, but he was mentioning that, you know, it's not just transfers that are coming in. It's not just first-year football players. It's guys that this guy's been here 5 years. This guy's been here 3. The guy that's been here less time has just gotten rapidly better.
The development.
The development. He's just maybe the fifth-year guy's maxed out. Maybe the guy who he was beating out last year is now a better football player or playing better ball. This happens a lot of places.
Yeah.
It's the nature of development. Said he wants Juan Gaston to get in better shape. Said that he's having to play both positions right now, guard and tackle. He's a swing football player, but you can tell that as he gets tired, his play diminishes. Mentioned that Donnie is dealing/fighting through the injury bug. He got an injury bug, Kirby. Didn't say what it was.
Man.
Hasn't missed practice, though. So
That's good.
yeah. that is the Kirby Smart press conference notes.
Good to know.
Yep.
Gave us a lot of good stuff today,
He
honestly.
did. Led off with a shout out to the new women's basketball coach.
Shout out to the new women's basketball coach.
Ayla? Ayla is her name.
Ayla. Very nice.
She wants to go by Ayla. She said, I said in our introductory press conference.
Did you?
Today. Yes, I did.
Supporting all sports. How about that?
You know me, man. Some people think I'm just a football guy. Nay says I. What do you want to talk about next?
I think we should probably touch on how Lincoln Riley has fumbled the bag.
You want to talk about this? So I read these quotes today. Is this Lincoln fumbling the bag, or is this Georgia just opens up opportunities that LA does not?
I feel like that
Read the quotes.
So, yeah, the quote basically was, Zachariah Branch is in the middle of a draft process right now, so he's doing a lot of interviews and things like that. And Ian Rappaport was part of this interview recently and asked him basically, hey, I heard that you were extremely frustrated during your time at USC because you could not go to the facility at night and work out. It wasn't open to you. And so Zachariah Branch basically gives a pretty long-winded quote talking about that. He goes, I don't go out or anything. I'm pretty much a homebody, so I just want to get a chance to do something and work on my craft. I would go to the facility when I got to Georgia at like 11 or 12 at night and would just go run or do some conditioning or footwork and receiver drills. And then basically shouts out Georgia how his fingerprint to access the building always worked and he could access it at any time and work out. So something that USC did not provide, which I'm not saying this is what led to him transferring. I'm sure there were many other factors into that, but it is one of those things that's kind of interesting to point at Lincoln Riley and go, maybe Zachariah Branch would have stayed this year if you just open your facility up.
This is a fingerprint
Dude.
system. That is a pretty neat system they got going on.
It's very cool.
Everywhere else, it's like pen notes or like numbers and pads. Now
Yeah.
they got the fingerprint up there at the House of Pain.
Yeah, man.
I do like the quote where he said the janitor looked at him funny, like he had to call some red alarms one night, and he was like, chill, bro, I'm just watching film.
I'm just here to watch film.
Just here to watch film. Also, why do you need to go into the facility to watch film? It's on your iPad.
I don't know. I mean, maybe
Just like being in the room.
maybe you like being in the film room.
Maybe you like the big projector.
Yeah,
Maybe that's what you got going
that's
on.
what I would do. I would go down to the team room and like hook my computer up to the projector and like watch.
I mean, that's what I got going on in my war room in here.
Yeah,
Me and Dale sit in there and watch it on the big screen.
there you go.
Yeah. And Tiger's in there too. But, you know, we're looking at each other a little funny lately.
Tiger's having a rough go.
Yeah, he is.
Understandable.
I mean, he's primo Tiger on the board there in there.
Yeah.
He's hitting a big fist bump. Sunday red.
Not taking a knee.
No, not taking a knee. The memes on that.
Very good.
Holy hell. But no, he don't like to sleep, does he? Zachariah Branch.
Well, he said it was
It's like 11 and 12 o'clock at night.
It was a much longer quote, and I condensed it down. But he also mentions like I might have taken a 2-hour or 3-hour nap in the middle of the day, and I'm just not tired, so I'm just trying to go work out. Like, seems like he has a very inconsistent sleep schedule. So that was interesting. But yeah, I mean, some people are just wired like that, where they only need like 5-6 hours of sleep at night. I don't recommend that, but
Yeah.
you can do it.
I mean,
can do it.
I'm pretty consistently like a 1:30 to 8:30 guy. Go to
Yeah.
sleep like 1:30 at night or in the morning and wake up at like 8:30.
Yeah, that's 7. That's all you do.
Yeah. But I'm not working out at 11 o'clock at night. You do.
Yeah.
That's an impressive thing to do. I don't got no juice left.
I mean, I think like it's just whatever your body feels.
Shout out Zachariah Branch. Workaholic, no doubt.
Oh, for sure.
An absolute workaholic.
I mean, that was something Kirby touched on the second him and Zion got to campus. It was like the first thing that surprised me is these guys' work ethic. And we heard, the inklings last year of like they're leading workouts and they're leading weight room sessions and all these things. So hearing that Zachariah Branch goes to the facility at midnight to work out is not surprising at all.
I wouldn't be surprised if he's a top 64 pick. The more and more I watch those guys I'm watching, in the wide receiver room particularly, A, it's not a very deep class in my opinion. B, there is nobody in this class that can do what he does after the catch. Nobody.
None.
I mean, the Mekhi Lemon kid's good at the catch point, but he is not Zachariah Branch after the catch. I don't think anybody is in this class. I know he's 5'8", but damn. And by the way, screen passes are becoming much more of a thing in professional football. So I think he's got more value than most people realize. He's got a tremendous lineage. His uncle, Cliff Branch, the Hall of Famer.
Raiders legend.
Yeah, shout out. And Dad's like,
This is Georgia
Dad
Shore.
was a really, really high-level trainer himself.
Oh,
so
he still is.
I
Dude.
think
His dad is like stacked.
yeah, this is where this work ethic comes from
Mm-hmm.
him. So there is that. 2027 recruiting rundown. You want it?
Let's hit it.
Let's do it. I think it's about that time of the year where we need to start honing in on what's going on recruiting, not just from an unofficial visit standpoint, but starting in May, they're going to start rattling off official visits, and then starting in June, they're going to start rattling off commitments. It happens every single year. This time of the year, last year, I think they had 6 commitments. By the end of June, they had 26. Right now, they have 8. By the 1st of July, I would imagine they have damn near a full class. So I reached out to some sources today, and, nowadays these classes are kind of predicated on the hits and the misses of the big fishes in the class, right? Because it's a dollar amount sport. We only have so much of a budget. And if we miss on a Mark Bowman, we got a little more money to spend elsewhere. If we miss on Makai Lee, we got a little more money to spend elsewhere. But there are prioritized, prospects at the top of these lists that are must-haves or approached as must-haves. And they come with high values, and then you figure out the rest of the class moving forward. Currently, Christian, they have 8 commits.
Yep.
All right, Keemon Smell, the running back, Dante Wright, the cornerback, both of those blue-chip prospects. I believe Kelsey Adams to be a really, really high-end football player out of Langston Hughes. He is committed at the offensive tackle position. Jerry Outhouse, from Texas, is a defensive back that is committed. Abram Eisenhower is the young man that we watched last night, a commitment out of Lowndes. Ty Johnson, an offensive tackle commitment. Noah Parker, running back commitment. And Aiden Starling is the wide receiver commit at this moment. 8 commitments. There's one on there that you can't afford to let go, and that would be Come On Spell.
Yeah.
All right, so that is one of those must-have big fishes that we're going to talk about tonight. Let's talk about some positions of need. I think, obviously, you have to kind of start with quarterback. Now, I broke this down in kind of a different way. I'm going to talk about this like you should talk about your room if you ran the room. All right, if you were in control of the assets and the money required to have a good room at the quarterback position, this is how this conversation needs to be had. All right. So we know in 2028 we have Jaden Wade coming in.
We are
right.
Very confident.
We're very confident, and it's only going to get more expensive for Jaden Wade.
Correct.
We know that, but we also know that whatever it takes, it takes. We believe that Jaden Wade is a must-have. We got to keep him.
Yep.
All right, so that means we got big money coming onto the books in 2028 coming up.
Yep.
All right, he's going to be on our roster soon. We assume Gunner, however, is going to be gone. We know Gunner is going to be gone after this year. All right, so we kind of got to balance both of those. We got some money going out. We got big money coming in. I think they're probably going to take a quarterback in 2027 because they always kind of do. The question is who and what kind. And when I say what kind, I mean how much money does he cost. I just laid out the fact that I think it's more apropos to probably not spend a ton of money in the 2027 class. Because I don't think it's all that great. I've talked about that on this channel before. B, the ones that I know that they do like are going to cost a lot of money to ultimately flip. And I just told you, I don't think this is the class where you need to spend a lot of money. And here's another reason why. We know Gunner's gone. We know 2027 is about 3 options. Is Ryan Puglisi good enough to play? Is Ryan Montgomery good enough to play? Or do we need to go into the portal?
Yep.
If we need to go into the portal, which we'll have to know by December of this year, if we need to go into the portal, do you know what we need? We need a lot of money.
Yes, you do.
We need a lot of money. So we can't spend money on a Jared Curtis in the 2027 class because we might have to spend money on a Fernando Mendoza come December.
Yep.
You see what I'm getting at?
No, it makes total sense.
So that would be my breakdown of what's going on at the quarterback position in 2027. That's how I would approach it.
Yeah, and it makes
Unless
sense.
you absolutely love somebody in 27.
Well, even then, like, they're going to have someone they really, really like, and they're going to have someone they want to take. I think at the end of the day, you have to understand that these guys that you're looking at in the 2027 class, I'm not going to say are a placeholder. I'm not going to say are people that they're not necessarily interested in. But like you said, the big fish with the big payday is coming up in 2028, and you've look, Georgia's history of hanging on to the top name quarterbacks in their class hasn't been great. I would imagine that Kirby Smart, Mike Bobo, and the powers that be are going to do just about anything they can do to make sure Jaden Wade stays on this class.
Which means we need to start stowing reserves.
Correct.
All right, so that's how I would approach that. I would take a hit on 27 to make sure we land 28.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
I will say, I think you need a body in that room.
For sure. Especially as Gunner heads out.
I don't think that's one where you can go, didn't get anyone this year.
Let's talk about offensive line, Kirby. They got 3 in-staters in the boat already.
Yep.
All right, 3 in-staters in the boat already. Wait, Ty Johnson's not from the state, but he's a legacy. Right?
Correct.
So 3 in-staters, them 3 dogs that was born to be dogs. So let's talk about the big fishes that they could run down. First and foremost, Mark Matthews. Now, Mark Matthews is a 5-star offensive tackle from St. Thomas Aquinas, and Miami's involved.
Oh, no.
Right? Okay. Oh, no.
It's not to quote this movie, and I know that people are very down on it. In The Blind Side, when Tennessee shows up, and then one of the scouts goes, oh, shit, Tennessee's here.
Yeah.
That's how it is in Miami.
Oh, shit. South Florida prospect, Miami's involved. Offensive lineman. Uh-oh. Yeah. 5-star. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
So there's that. Jimmy Kalis from PA. Now, we've watched Kalis's tape on this channel.
Have.
We like Jimmy Kalis. As does LSU.
They're,
LSU getting hot on Jimmy Kalis right about now. So that's a little scary. I think those 2 football players fit in the category of they fit to be expensive.
Yep.
They big fishes. Now, these are 2 big fishes as well. Jatori Williams, who is an offensive guard from Phoenix City. I think this is more doable.
Yep.
All right. As do I believe Jordan Agbanoma is from Grayson High School. I think those are far more doable situations with regards to, well, he might not cost us 3 over 2. You know what I mean?
Right.
These 5-star offensive tackles, that's what they cost nowadays. When they get into these heavy you or Miami battles, get ready to pony up, almost $4 million over 2 years or close to $3 million over 2 years.
And I mean, to Georgia's credit, and this isn't to diminish anyone on that roster right now, Georgia's approach kind of has been that of, hey, we're going to find the guys that aren't necessarily top dollar prospects, and we're going to turn them into starters for us.
Not at tight end.
No, that's
at tight end at Georgia. They hunt the dudes because that's what Todd Hartley be doing. And they got 2 super freaks in this class that they're after, and several more I would imagine. But these were the 2 names that I think we should hone in on. Jackson Dollar, what a name!
What a name!
Jackson Dollar.
Spells with an X too.
Yes, he does. Out of North Carolina, Notre Dame's in the mix here. 6'5", 225. And Brock Williams, a 6'5", 210-pound tight end out of Illinois. Listen to these names: Georgia, Texas, Bama, Ohio State.
Cha-ching.
Yep. So there's that. We're going to watch some of these guys tonight as well. Wide receivers, here's the deal. I don't have a clear indication, of what they got going on. I know they got the Aiden Starling kid committed in 2027. I don't want to say this might be value Ben shopping, but they spent the money on CJ and Talon and then took a year off. Maybe they pushed late at wide receiver. I just didn't get any names.
That's fair.
I mean, you got the list I got.
Right.
Of guys they're prioritizing, figuring out how they can land, and then everything else falls where it falls. They obviously have a board. I just don't know where they lean.
I would say
right
just
here at this position.
Find players that are in the South Florida region and just see.
He's scouting Coley.
Yeah, dude. I mean, that's Coley loves those guys. He's got an ability to get them too.
Running back, baby, just hold on. Just hold on. Keemon Spell and Noah Parker, just hold on. Let's move over to the defense side.
Do you think they're going to need a 3rd body there?
No.
In that class?
No. Have they ever taken 3 backs?
Well, here's the thing. You're losing 3 this year.
Well, we don't know if you're losing Chauncey.
That's fair.
We still don't. I mean, honest to God, you don't know if you're losing Nate.
That's true. I think that
guys, if Nate is a 3rd-round draft pick or a $900,000 college back, what do you tell him to do? If you're his agent, you're a 3rd-round pick, or you go back to college and make another $900,000.
The problem is
And by the way, you're going to split carries. The most carries you get in a season in a game at Georgia's 15.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's not like you're going back to Derrick Henry yet.
Running back's always a touchy subject for me though, because it is the shortest lifespan. You very rarely see guys go 4 years unless they cannot get draft picks.
But if I give you $900,000, I'm matching your year 1 salary as a 3rd-round draft pick anyways.
That's true.
You see what I'm saying?
That's true.
So I don't want to look at that room and be like, it's automatic guarantee you're going to lose 3 guys. No, I think it's automatic guarantee you're going to lose 1 in Dowdle because he's only got 1 year left.
This is true.
And then the rest of the room we look at and we say, okay, we're still pretty deep. Come on, Spell totally changes that though.
For sure.
If you end up holding on to that one, maybe you look at Nate or Chauncey and be like, draft's looking good.
No, I don't know.
Nah, I don't know about that.
You're not telling Nate Frazier to go to the draft or Chauncey Billings for a freshman.
No. He's pretty good, though.
He's very good.
He's pretty good, though,
He's
Kirk.
very good.
Let's move over to the defensive side of the football. The edge room, to me, is backlogged right now.
Feels that way.
Like, I don't know if you need to go sign a superstar in the edge room right now.
No.
Amaris has got 2 years left. 3.
He's a rising sophomore.
3. He's got 3 years left of eligibility. Quintavious has got 2 left. Could be draft eligible this year. Gabe Harris has got 1 left. But those are your only quote-unquote upperclassmen. After that, it's like we still got to find reps for Isaiah Gibson.
Yep.
We got to find reps for Darian Ikenagbon. We got to find reps for Chase Linton. I'm missing names.
JJA.
I think of him more as a defensive
You
end.
think he's moving 3?
No, defensive end. I separate the jacks
Okay.
and the defensive
Okay.
ends. And defensive end's a position I think you're deep at.
Mm-hmm.
Like JJA is going to be around for 2 more years. Joseph Jono-Jonye. JJ Hane is going to be around for a couple more years.
Yep.
So do you really need to throw a bunch of assets at these positions?
I don't think you need to throw a bunch of assets. I do think you probably need to start finding the younger guys to build depth behind that.
Absolutely.
Like I think that's
Maybe this is a room where you maybe take some like projection stabs, maybe like 1 or 2 of them.
I think that's fine.
Yeah.
I think that's honestly what it kind of has been.
Like Success Nawab Dube out of Athens Academy or Athens Christian.
Yeah.
The 6'6" former hooper,
Mm-hmm.
Nigerian.
Just that theory at work again.
It's out wilding. I feel this way about the defensive line room to an extent too. It's more so in the defensive line room, talking about defensive tackles, nose tackles, and DNs, where you spent a lot of money on Elijah Griffin. He's going to have to play 2 more years, and he's going to need raises.
Mm-hmm.
And we spent a lot of money on Valdon Sone. He's going to get 2 more raises while he's in college.
Yes, he is.
So it's kind of one of those situations where it's like, do we need another 5-star? You always want them. But
You
it's
can.
like,
You can never
can't
have
afford it.
too many bodies in that
Yeah.
room. I don't know if you need another 5-star necessarily. I think the way that Georgia is trending now in their recruiting stats is we have 4 to 5 guys that we are going to pay top dollar for. And these 4 to 5 guys come in any position at any time of the season, whether it's a quarterback, whether it's a running back, whether it's a wide receiver. And the rest are kind of, hey, we're Georgia. We're going to find the diamonds in the rough. We're going to develop them into the Lad McConkeys, into the Jordan Davises, into the A.D. Mitchells, where it's 3 and 4-star guys that you come and say, well, where did this guy come from?
Zakai Hilton.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm surprised that everyone's not hyping Ryan Mosley. I haven't heard much.
Yeah, I think the C.J. Wiley, Talon Taylor, what's Isaiah King?
Everybody's more focused on that.
Yeah, there's like Jacoby White Helton. What's he gonna look like? Replace like
that's a good
Ryan
point.
Mosley very well could be he is going under the radar, no doubt about that.
They love Joakim Gouda, the kid that was at South Paulding, is now transferred to McEachern. Every time that kid, they talk to him, they develop a further and further relationship with him. He seems like he's becoming more of a must-have priority.
Huh?
Yeah.
Interesting.
We'll talk to him soon. He's a friend of the show. So yeah, good football player.
Spelled like the cheese.
Gouda. How do they spell Gouda?
Yeah, that's like the cheese.
Yeah. And I think it's Joakim. It might be Joakim. Joakim.
Well, it's spelled the same as Jakeem Noah.
Jakeem.
Who knows?
Gouda football player.
You couldn't resist.
Really
could you?
good.
You couldn't resist. Could
No,
you?
I couldn't. A little cheesy.
You can't double down.
Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
What's next?
No, but seriously, a really, really good football player at the linebacker position they feel like is a must-have.
Is that not backlogged as well, you think? Or is it?
That's why it's like just if we get this one, might be okay.
That's fair.
You know, they'll do that every once in a while. They'll take 3 and then take 1, take 3 and then take 1.
So correct me if I'm wrong. This Gouda kid would not be a, quote, Larry Knight prospect.
No, it's an inside linebacker.
So they were okay.
Yeah. This is Schumann prospect.
Okay.
Yeah. I got 2 safety names for you. I think these guys are going to shoot up the rankings. These are like middling 200 ranking players.
Oh, yeah.
Davion Jones out of North Carolina. Ironically enough, Clemson's in the boat for both of these guys. And then Jaden Aprecio Bailey out of Prattville, Alabama. two safeties that they like. We're going to watch these tapes tomorrow because these dudes must be absolutely sticking. Like,
really?
Yeah, one of them's 6'2", 195. The other one's like 5'10", 195.
Oh, he's a torpedo.
That's what I'm thinking. So I want to go watch both of these.
That's like
tapes
Javon
tomorrow.
Bullard size.
And I think safety, linebacker, and edge tape are my favorite high school defensive player tapes to watch.
Because you just watch 16-year-old kids get murdered.
Yeah. Basically. Yeah, if you're playing defensive end, you're going to break a quarterback in half. If you're playing linebacker, you're going to break somebody in half. Mm-hmm. If you're playing safety, somebody's getting CTE.
Yeah.
On your high school tape, if you're getting recruited by one of these schools, yeah, you're a heat-seeking missile.
Yes, you are.
Your tape should flash. So, and we love flash tapes around here. We have some loaded up right now,
We do.
Right?
They're all over there on the board waiting for
All right, let's go watch some tape. These are some of these football players we talked about tonight at this point. I think the adage is let's shut up and grind the tape. I think that's what the saying is around this place. Who we got first? We got Brock Williams. This is the tight end out of Illinois that they like a lot. Let's watch some junior tape. Now.
I thought I had to where the ad wasn't going to be set up.
Nah, man.
I thought I had to where you could just hit play on it.
See, this is what happens when Stretch goes on vacations.
Hey, man.
You know, I blame it on Stretch. I do not blame it on you. All right? That's all on Stretch.
It's all right. I mean, honestly, if you want to be real, blame it on Huddle.
Oh, you damn right. Are we playing outside wide receiver right here?
Looks that way.
Yeah, we are. All right. Ooh.
Bendy.
Yeah, 6'5" to have movement skills like that, that's pretty damn impressive.
Oh, he gets
Get
in,
the hell
too.
up off of me. All right, now we're in line.
line.
Oh, uncoil the hips, big boy.
Whoa.
Yes, sir.
Caught two bodies.
All right, now we got a little spray out route. We score on this. Oh.
I'm not going to do the thing.
Don't do it.
That's exactly how Brock Bowers
break
tackles.
Don't do it.
I'm not saying he's Brock, but
now this is Brock. This is Brock Bowers from a standpoint of this MFer's returning kicks. This MFer's returning kicks in high school football. He must be a freak athlete. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Do we crib a kick at 6'5", 220? My God.
Lord.
I mean, at the worst case scenario, he reminds me of Colston Loveland.
I'm not going to do it.
Don't do it, but it looks like it, bro. Single digit, playing everything, high point, red zones, kickoff returns. If we get a Wildcat rep, I'll let you do it. If we get a rep of this kid playing Wildcat quarterback and cribbing, I'll let you do it, okay?
All right, let's see.
I mean, how much time we
I don't
got?
want-
We
that's-
got 5 minutes left. We're going to find one.
I don't want to do it, though. That's the thing.
I know,
Like,
but it's so – it can't happen every – I mean, hell, we had one last class that we felt like was like him. Mark Bowman. It can't be like this every time.
Me and Jay Will did a whole segment last week of how you got to stop comparing these guys to ultimate legends.
Yeah, I know I feel the same way, but
No, dude.
brother, this kid is good. Oh,
Dude.
okay.
Dude.
Go ahead. You can do it. You can do it.
I'm not going to do it.
Bro, I think Brock even wore 3 in high school.
He did. He did.
Are we fade balling this guy? Oh God. All right. Will you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Will you look him up and see if he's the number 1 tight end on all the services?
How do you spell his last name?
Brock Williams. Because if he's not, you telling me somebody thinks somebody's better than this? Are we about to watch something that's even comparable to this moving forward?
He is the number 4 tight end on 247.
So my man Ivins and Tom Lloyd think there are 3 better players at this position in this class. I'm calling Bukkake.
Let's see.
Bukkake, I should say.
What on 3 has him as.
Charles Power, come on, do me right here, Charles.
On 3 has him as the number 4 tight end.
Number 4? Who are the 3 guys ahead of this guy?
Let me find out.
Because, my God.
Internet's not cooperating.
Now, I
with me.
know it's Illinois high school football, but, we got punt return rep. Kirby, shut up right quick. We got punt return rep.
Oh, Jackson Dollar is.
Okay. So we're going to see some Jackson Dollar here in a second, but my good God almighty.
Oh, boy. I'm scared. Like.
What's chat saying? Is chat freaking out about this? Because I am.
Yeah, dude. Chat's loving this. Did he just hurt a kid?
No, he just stiff-armed the shit out of somebody. Broke their soul. Our lower body strength is incredible.
The balance, the contact.
All right, let's watch this Jackson Dollar kid. Let's see what we got cooking over here.
According to Rivals, Ahmad Hudson is the number 1, Jackson Dollar's number 2, and then Seneca Drivers 3, Brock Williams 4.
All right, so we got junior tape right here. It's 10 minutes long. Yeah, we know we're getting an ad here.
Don't worry, I'm on me.
So is this consensus 1? This is consensus 1 title?
Jackson Dollar is consensus 2. Ahmad Hudson is number 1, who is currently getting a 96% projection to LSU. So
Okay. All right, let's watch this. Where's the Ahmad kid from?
he is from Louisiana.
That would make sense. Oh, we had almost 1,200 yards last year. Uh-oh. Oh.
We're getting away with a little push.
One hand.
Whoa.
Oh. Oh, my. That might be catch of the year in high school football last year.
Dude, the acceleration.
Yeah, man, we're big, smooth. We're bigger than the last kid. I don't know if we're listed bigger. We look bigger. We look longer than Brock.
He's listed at 6'3". Brock Williams is listed at 6'5".
All right, so maybe it's just me just film lying a little bit.
Could also be the talent discrepancy. You're playing shorter guys.
Man, we're right here in the slot. We got a corner. Nope, post, skinny. High point. Break a tackle. Break a tackle. Stay on your feet. Now outrun everybody. Yeah, you're an alien.
Mm-hmm.
Outrun the cameraman, big dog. Jesus. Now we're in line. But we're running vertical for sure. Hitch up. Make a move. Ooh. Light's not very good at the home stadium, are they?
No, they are not.
All right, we stood right up out of that stance. We're not necessarily comfortable as an inline blocker. Did
No,
you see
we are
that,
not.
Kirby?
Yeah.
We stood straight up coming out of this stance. This is not what we do yet. Now, we'll get better at it, all right? But that's important to note. Good hands catch right there. I mean, we are big. Smooth.
Very smooth.
Smooth. We're running out of camera frame quite often. It's a good break right there. Are we? Don't tell me you cribbed that.
He does.
Oh my God.
Like, why do you not move this to like a Z body type?
I don't know, because he's 6'5" and he projects to be 230 pounds when he gets done. You know what I
Jackson
mean?
Dollar?
240.
It says he's listed at 6'3". 6'3", 220.
Okay.
Like, I mean, that's X territory.
Yeah. I mean, that's what he's. Oh my God.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
We got explosive bunnies too.
it's very obvious that he feels most natural on the outside.
Now, I'll say this. I would much rather you tell me this kid's going to play wide receiver in college than what they're doing right now with Caden Pro Throw.
Yeah.
Like this 6'4", you say 6'3", 6'3", 6'4", 220, this looks like it will project better than 6'6", 230. 6'6", 230, unless you're like, even Noah Thomas, I didn't feel like it was like all that successful. You know what I mean? There's not a lot of he is that tall playing wide receiver.
Yeah, unless you're Megatron.
But he don't look anything like Caden Pro Throw.
No.
You know?
No, he does not.
Calvin Johnson looks and moves like he's 6'2".
Yes.
6'6", 250.
Yeah.
That's what's insane.
Terrifying.
That's why he's one of one. But yeah, I'm with you from a standpoint of he moves like a receiver.
Yeah.
He looks like he can jump and twitch and get off the line and create space like a wide receiver.
And correct me if I'm wrong, we have not seen a blocking rep out.
Nothing like we saw within the first 90 seconds of Brock Williams. Yeah, I mean, we're so comfortable. Mm-hmm. I know we're a hooper, too. I've seen the clips on Huddle. We play a lot of basketball, too. So, yeah, honestly, I could see this turning into a wide receiver in college.
Yeah, I mean, it's just jump ball after jump.
Can you Google me some Ahmad Hudson while I'm curious to see what this super freak from Louisiana looks like. I'm talking about the film, Kirby.
Oh.
Yeah, can we pull that up? Do we have time?
We're running short on time. If you want
let's just watch Gouda, because this tape must be insane. This kid's going up boards like nobody's business. Another ad. Man,
Damn.
Huddle is running.
Huddle is getting greedy, dude. You know what? Let's knock on wood, because there will come a day when Huddle is a hey, you want access to any of this stuff? We'll get a membership.
I mean, if my agent's listening right now, that would be a good little company to run down. I mean, who would be better to advertise for Huddle than the film guy?
That's fair.
You know?
That's fair.
I would like that $50,000 account for free. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
That's what it costs. Did you know that? It costs $50,000 a year to get access to every single, like, full games for high school kids. So colleges don't just watch tapes. They watch the whole game. You know
Smart.
what I mean? Well, it costs $50,000. 6'3", 225, and he fitting a move like a deer. I bet this is going to be kill
thick.
your tape. This
He's
is going to be
thick,
kill your
too.
tape. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's over here.
Phil.
Scraping clothes. Oh!
Whoa. Playing Hiram.
Oh, we finna kill a man on opening kickoff, huh? Oh!
Oh, that hurts.
Ooh. See, I told you about these linebacker tapes, man. Go close on that. Oh, my God. These some damn good tapes we're watching tonight, eh, Curb?
Oh, man.
Where
This
are
might be the best 3-tape run we've had in a while.
Bro, I didn't know South Paulton football meant this. Did you know that?
Shout out.
Shout out to the coach over
That
there.
also
man. You
that
getting
also
some
that
engagement.
also very well could be the teachers and parents
Yeah.
because they did that at Sequoia.
Boom! Oh my gosh.
Yeah. No, I like this. This is good.
Oh,
Coming
hand in
off
the
the
dirt.
edge.
Hand in the dirt. Run through his ass. Close. Strip sack. You see the awareness to swipe at the ball late. I love that. This is what it should look like. Oh my God.
Looks like we could use a little more of a pass rush bag, but when you're that damn fast, you don't really need it at this age.
Yeah, the first 3 steps on this kid are nuts.
Oh.
I bet he's an SOB to practice against. Oh! Yeah, he's a Georgia linebacker.
Yes, he is.
He can run, he can scrape, he can strike. Yeah, yeah. Where are we at? We're 0 right here. Good patient strike. Oh.
Never lets the feet die either.
Wow. It's Kel right here.
I like it.
Yeah, I get it.
I like it.
Whew. Some damn good football players. Damn good football players. I'm surprised the Gouda kid isn't like all over the place.
Give it time.
Give it time.
Yeah, after he gets the film guy bump.
That's what it is. It's the film guy bump. Man, it was a good night tonight. Appreciate you hanging out with me tonight and actually doing your job and working.
Well, you know, that's what I'm here for.
1 for 2 ain't bad.
Yeah.
You bat 500, yeah, all right.
That's right.
You know? Bat 500 on employees, not bad. We'll take it.
Yeah. Got a rotten egg. every
I
now
will
and
say
then.
this. He did come into work this morning.
No, yeah. Look,
Yeah, he
we're
did
just,
come into work
We're
this
just
morning.
giving him a hard time.
Yeah, we love Jay.
We know how good Jay Will is.
We appreciate you guys being here tonight. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button on your way out. I love you. No film tomorrow. Jay Will's not going to be in town. No live stream tomorrow. We're off all day tomorrow. So good luck. Have fun. Figure out something to do.